Is it working? Oh, hell yeah, it's working, baby. Oh, yeah. I think it's working. This we got an excellent connection up here. There we go. Okay, good. Good, good, good. Let me just... Basically on time, which is pretty cool, too. That's good. Let me go to... How do I find my damn... How do I find my damn live stream? Hold on a second. Hold on. Go to maybe my videos. Go to live. Click on this son of a gun here. Here's the video link. Okay, there's the link. I did it. Okay, that's working. Let me close this. Let me close. I got a bunch of stuff I gotta close right now. Hold on. Close this. Okay. The live stream is happening. Apparently, we have an excellent connection, which I think is slightly dubious. Ice Cream, hello. How's it going? How are you doing today? Ice Cream, is nice. It's nice to talk to you, by the way. You've been an extremely long-time viewer. All the way, I'm pretty sure, like, maybe not like the literal first episodes, but pretty early on in the Monster Train video, so nice to actually talk to someone for once, instead of just, like, you know, basically sending messages like we're in the war. Back to the, back and forth from the, what am I looking for? The battlefront, I guess? I don't know. Anyway, hello. Hi. Played a bunch of badminton today. Let's unpack that for a moment. Let's unpack that for a moment. Bird, hello, Bird, another very not as long time of a viewer, but very long time viewer. Actually, maybe technically even longer, because Bird, I didn't start. Maybe you remember this, Bird, but I was streaming one day and I was like, man, I kind of want to do YouTube stuff, but I don't know. And you, Bird, you were like, you should do it. And that was like the last, like, that was like the straw that broke the camel's back, and I was like, yeah, sure. Why not? So Bird is technically a pre-YouTube viewer. Exactly, Bird remembers. Anyway, let's unpack badminton. I know what badminton is. I guess first, was it singles or doubles? Because I've seen both. I think doubles for badminton is more popular though, but I don't know. I know very little about badminton, other than it's kinda... Well, I mean, everyone knows shuttlecock. Everyone knows that right off the bat. Everyone's very familiar with the shuttlecock. But, it's kinda... I mean, I don't want to be mean. Because I feel like, you know, the quote-unquote funny sports already get enough flack. But, like, we can all agree it's kind of, like... And so is ping pong, they're both kind of funny tennis, right? I hate to be the person who says it here. We can agree that it's kind of funny tennis, right? Sorta. Like all of them. Squash, or racquetball, whatever you want to call it. Ping pong. They're all just different variants of funny tennis. First doubles, then you got destroyed in singles. Oof. So another question about badminton. In doubles and singles badminton, do they have the same thing where in tennis they have like the two different zones, and one zone is specifically for singles and one zone is for doubles? Like they have like a bigger field for doubles? How does that work? I assume probably, but I don't know. Genez, if I'm saying that correctly, hopefully you can give me a phonetic there. If I'm saying it wrong, hello. Hope you're having a great day and night. I mean, you know, it's kind of like one of those tricky things, because it's 5:30. Most people would consider this late afternoon. Yanez, Gotcha. Most people consider like 5:30 p.m. like late afternoon. Maybe we're starting to get into like the evening-ish, but this time of year, the sun doesn't go down until like 8 p.m. So it's like not really night. 1136 there. Hold on. Let's do. I love this game. I love this game. So 1136. Ooh. Bob, hello. Bob, didn't you change your name over on the Twitches? You didn't do the name change over on YouTube yet? You definitely had a name change. I forget what you changed it to. But I guess you're permanently Bob over here, maybe? 1136. So here's what's interesting, is that AM or PM now, too. I gotta take that into account. But don't tell me. Because I want to try to guess. Lukewarm toaster oven over there now. Yep, okay. Gotcha. Ooh, you and Yanez are in the same, or share a time zone, or you're on exact opposite sides of the world, right? It's one or the other. I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna go with a classic England. Easy. Oh no, actually, let's get a little spicy. Yanez. I'm gonna say Ireland. I'm gonna say Ireland for you. That's my guess. Final answer. Lock it in. Ireland viewer. How close am I? Nah? Damn it. Oh, well. If you don't mind sharing, I'd love to hear where from. Slovenia. Damn. Slovenia. So close. Basically the same as Ireland. You're the Ireland. You're the Ireland to Italy. You're Italy's Ireland. It sounds like, sort of. I'm actually terrible. Like every American, I'm pretty terrible with geography. If I wouldn't have been, it's very sad. But I know Slovenia is like Eastern Europe, but I wouldn't have been able to tell you where exactly. According to Google, Ireland isn't even in that time zone. Listen, you got me. I'm dumb. You figured it out. Congratulations. Okay. So I guess, Bob, my first question, and I'll do my best to remember it. Would you prefer to be lukewarm toaster oven, or are you okay with Bob Cooper still? Or just Bob, I guess. Well, I'll do my best to remember, but there's a very good chance I will forget. I did great. No, I didn't. Either one works. Listen, indecision is killing me. We'll see. Schultz, hello. How's it going? I'm sorry to say, Schultz, you're currently not a mod here over on the YouTube, and I don't know how to make you a mod. So you're gonna have to dwell with the plebeians for the time being. Or maybe just try like /mod, but I don't know the commands. /mod. Let me try it. Hold on. No, I'm gonna do it. You enjoy being a peasant? Okay, if you want to be a peasant, you can be a peasant. That's not a problem. What are we doing here? We're playing a little 20 minutes, I suppose. Hopping in here. I was thinking we start off with a nice little Shauna run. Oh, social mechanic, hello, you want the story? You want the story. I did say I was going to tell a story during the live stream. I do remember doing this. I don't remember what the story is now, though. I started telling it a little bit, I think, and then I forgot. Oh God. Can you give me anything to jumpstart my memory on this one? Oh no, I'm panicking. Oh, I'm sorry. No, it's not. This is not on purpose. Ice cream, you stopped playing 20 minutes because it kept crashing your PC. I haven't had too much issues with it yet. I mean, there was the video where it just absolutely crashed the game entirely. You didn't hear anything specific about it? Fuck, hold on. Let's take a second to think here. Okay, it was probably D&D related, right? Because I've been talking a lot about D&D stories in the thing. Maybe. I already told the Jacreem story. Oh, man. Don't panic, there's just pressure. Yeah, there is. Yeah, okay, hold on. Let's think. Okay, what are my good Dungeons and Dragons stories? There's the... It was exciting like Jacreem, but not as cringe. That could be anything. There could be so many different stories. Oh no. Yeah, Yanez, please, any questions. As long as it's not like, you know, what's my address? I no problem. No problem. With any questions you might have. God, I remember doing this too, Mechanic. I'm so oh god. Oh, I remember. It's still pretty cringe. It's still pretty cringe, actually. I remember the story. Okay, whew. Saved it. Oh, man. That was a close one. Ooh. Okay. Let's feel this question first. How old am I and how long have I been doing YouTube? Okay, these are great questions, Yanez. I am an ancient old man. I am 29 years old. Extremely decrepit at this point. And how long have I been doing YouTube? A little over a year. Oh, technically that's not true. I've been consistently doing it since March of 2021, but, and this is a little secret, I did make an attempt at making YouTube videos for a short period of time, and I want to say 2016-ish or something. I want to say 2016, 2017-ish. I tried making some videos, mainly Binding of Isaac videos, and those will never see the light of day, by the way. Absolutely not. Never will ever see the light of day ever, because that's way more cringe than the Jacreem stuff. Oh, Alembic, hello. You got 15 minutes to stream while you eat your lunch. It's a little. Oh, I forgot. Alembic, I forgot your East Coast or your West Coast. So that makes sense. Yeah, it is lunchtime for you. It's going well. It's going well. So, so like 2016-ish or 2017-ish, I tried to make some Isaac videos, but again, never ever gonna see the light of day. Horrific, terrible videos. And some other stuff too. 3 is a late lunch. It's not that late of a lunch. I thought it was like, listen, it's like 6 p.m. over here. I was like, what the fuck? But I also did a couple speed runs, and those are still on the channel, actually. If you go back and look at my videos and, like, you know, sort by, like, oldest and newest, there's a couple of speed runs from, I think, 2015, if I remember correctly. So technically, way back when is when I started making videos, but the base, really funny. We were talking about it before, but Bird, I was watching one of my Twitch streams, and he was like, I was talking about like, maybe I should try to do YouTube videos. I don't know. It's kind of like, I don't know. It's very easy to have like a defeatist mentality about that sort of stuff. Because I was like, oh, I'm gonna, like, you know, put all this time into it, and no one's gonna watch the videos, and it's gonna be blah 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 blah, right? Scroll down to Nuclear Throne stuff is 6 years ago. So yeah, 2016, 2015, 2016, something like that. But anyway, so I was like, I don't know, man. YouTube, it just feels like it's a lot of work, and then like there's a decent chance that you'll just have literally no one ever watch the videos ever, which is kind of what happened to me with the Isaac videos I tried making all the way back in 2016, 2017. So I was like, I don't know if I really want to try to do YouTube stuff. And Bird was like, I think you should give it a try. So then, the literal day before the Monster Train DLC came out, I did one video of Monster Train before the DLC came out, and then I started doing consistent video uploads for Monster Train with the DLC. I did Nuclear Throne. Yeah, I Nuclear Throne is an interesting game, right? Because it's a little rough around the edges is not the right term for it. Nuclear Throne is social mechanic. That is a great question, and I will get to that. Probably I'll do that one after I tell the actual story, the cringe story, before I forget. Yeah, it's not Dungeons and Dragons related. It's actually Smash Brothers related. You actually social mechanic. You actually helped me a lot because it is not as cringe as Jacreem, but pretty close, which is what helped me Spark my memory there. So Nuclear Throne, very cool game. Actually pretty clean, I would say, design-wise. But I was trying to speedrun the game, and the game was so RNG dependent that it was really annoying to play. So I got burned out on it pretty quickly. Alembic, I feel that too. I will say, the pandemic was a good time for me to start doing this, because I did have a lot less on my plate in general. So it was a good time to get into the game, for me personally. And now my friends are just kind of like, you know, like, yeah, we understand you're busy or whatever. Sometimes they come by the stream and say things. Like, you know, like telling people my mailing address. Things like that. But yeah, I get it. So the cringe story time now. Cringe story. So I have to be careful about this because I don't want to actually dox anyone. So we're gonna use probably some fake names in here. But me and my friend Steve, or it's our names. My friend Steve and I wanted to go to a Smash tournament, and I want to say it was in Long Island, right? Which is in New York, New York City, basically, more or less. We wanted to go to a Smash tournament. We were doing this pretty last minute, and there was this other person who we met maybe like a month ago who we were playing Smash with a little bit. Not super consistently, but sometimes. And God. So we contact this guy and we're like, hey, we want to do, it's last minute, we want to do a carpool over to Long Island to go to this Smash tournament. Do you want to come with us in the carpool? Right? And he goes, yeah, sure, no problem. We'll meet at this one location that we all know, right? We'll say it's a Dairy Queen or something. It's not really a Dairy Queen, but we'll meet at this one location, right? We get there, and at first we don't see him because it's not actually Dairy Queen. It's actually a pretty big location. So when we get there, we're like, call him up, and we're like, hey, or then we text him. We're like, hey, we're here. Where are you? Let's say a mall. Actually, let's say it's a mall because the mall actually does kind of make sense for the context here. But we go to the mall and we're like, hey, we're here at the mall. Where are you? And he goes, we're at the food court or something, right? But he says we in his text message back. And we're like, huh, we? That's kind of strange. Because when we had asked you to come to the carpool, we asked you if you wanted to come, not you and someone else, which is a little strange, but okay. We get there and we find out that this anonymous man, who will not be named here, brought his girlfriend with him without, you know, mentioning it, which is not that big of a deal, but because we have room in our carpool for her. But we never told this guy how many people were coming with us to the Smash tournament, so he had no idea if we had room in the car for her. He just brought her, which we had room. It was only the three of us that were going in the carpool, so it wasn't a big deal. Get in the car, start driving. It's a pretty long drive to get there. Like, they're like pretty like, I wouldn't say aggressive, but fairly high amounts of PDA in the back seat, which is like strange, but okay, whatever. Like sometimes they're kissing, and it's like, you know, it's just a little strange. It's just a little weird, but whatever. It's something's off. Something is a little weird going on here. We are about, I would say, 30 minutes away from the tournament. I think we actually are driving through Manhattan. We're getting pretty close to the thing, and the girlfriend goes, hey, I gotta go to the bathroom. And we're like, okay, cool, we're like 20 minutes away. It's not, you know, we'll be there soon. And she goes, oh, no. You don't understand. I only have one kidney. And we're like, oh, that's pretty cool, okay. We'll be there in like 20 minutes, don't worry. And she goes, oh, no. You don't understand. I only have one kidney. If I don't pee very soon, I'm gonna die. We're like, oh, you're gonna die. Oh, damn. I don't know about kidneys. My friend Steve does not know about kidneys. By the way, this Steve, I should mention, same Steve from the Jacreem story. By the way, side note, very important. Same Steve from the Jacreem story. But anyway, so we're like, hey, I don't know anything about kidneys. Steve doesn't know anything about kidneys. Whatever. So we're like, I guess we gotta stop somewhere to let you go to the bathroom, even though we're only 20 minutes away. If you're gonna die, we can't challenge you on this. We don't know anything about only having one kidney. And what's actually really funny too, we know someone who only has one kidney. I asked them after this happened, and they were like, that's bullshit. You can hold it for 20 minutes, you're not gonna die. But, again, I don't know. He goes, I only have one kidney. If we don't stop somewhere quickly, I'm gonna die. So we stop at like a McDonald's or something in Manhattan. Go to the bathroom. Or she goes to the bathroom. I think boyfriend goes in with her, and I'm like, Steve, something's fucking off here. There's something wrong. This is strange. And we're like, whatever. So we go to the tournament. More or less nothing weird happens there because I'm interacting with other people at the tournament. I don't, once we get there, we kind of like, we don't all break off to do our own things, but like, you know, we all get put into different pools. We're all playing at the event, whatever. None of us make it out of pools. We all get fucking stomped, which is, you know, that's the life of a shitter at a Smash tournament. That's what you're there for, to try to get better. But we all get stomped out. And then, you know, have a great time still, play a lot of good games, and then leave. When we're leaving, Steven, the guy driving the car, is like, hey, not a big deal, but on the way back, I would like to pick up my girlfriend from the college she's currently attending, and she's going to come back home with us. Just a quick stop, not even out of the way. It's actually on the way back home. It'd be like, you know, a little bit of a pit stop. We're getting there. And as we're like maybe 10 minutes away, Steven calls her. And she's like, I'm at a party. Do you guys want to come to the party? And hang out for a little bit. Now me, I'm like, sure, that sounds fun. Steven's like, I kind of want to like turn in for the night. I don't want to stay out too late. Because we've already, you know, been out for a while, right? So we go, hey, other person and girlfriend, you guys are basically the deciding vote. What do you guys want to do? And they go, we abstain. We don't care one way or the other, which is like, you know, a couple of fucking fence sitters, but whatever. They don't choose. They're like trying to be neutral in this, which is fine. They can be neutral, I guess. It's the coward move, but whatever. They decide that they don't care either one way or the other. But this is very important. This is very important later that these fuckers didn't say anything here. So, exactly, the coward's choice ice cream, exactly. So we decide, because we're tied, we're tied. Because we're the vote is tied, we decide Steve's girlfriend gets the tiebreaker vote then, and she's like, yeah, let's stay for the party for a little while. Whatever. Right? You go there for a half hour. I have a great time at the party. I'm talking. There's actually people playing my favorite Smash game, Project M, which we were there for the tournament. There's people at the party playing Project M, so I'm having a great time. I'm talking with these people, and having a great time. The two people, the anonymous man and girlfriend, they're in a corner making out. Again, weird, but this is like at like a college party, so at least it's like a little bit of a more acceptable environment for this to be happening, sort of. Not that much more acceptable, but better than the backseat of our car. But whatever. They're chilling. Bird, hell yeah. Everyone loves Project M. Although P+ now, but whatever. They're hanging out in the corner doing their own thing. Steve's just kind of like grumpy because he wanted to go home, but he's whatever. It's not that big of a deal. And we stay there for like a half hour, then we leave. And we all pack up in the car, we start going, and we're like, okay, we're planning our route, right? We're like, okay, so I parked my car because we met at the I met Steve at his house, so we're like, okay, so I parked my car at Steve's house. We're going to go to the mall Drop you guys off there. Then we're just gonna go to Steve's house. I'm gonna go home from Steve's house. Steve's girlfriend's gonna stay at Steve's house. Nothing, pretty simple plan, nothing too crazy. And they go, oh no, wait. We can't do that. And we're like, what do you mean? And they go, we got dropped off at the mall. We didn't drive there. We need you guys to drop us off at our houses. At our individual houses. Which is fucked up. And one of them lives basically halfway from the, like, half an hour from the mall, away from, like, Steven's house, basically. So we have it takes us an hour out of our way just to bring one of them home, and then one of them's a little bit closer, but not that, like, it's fucked up. The audacity to get into a carpool with someone and then not mention, like, that they didn't have plans to get back home afterwards, and being like, oh, you guys will take us back home after they abstained. They abstained from the party vote. They were like, we don't care about the party. We got nowhere to be. Like, whatever you guys want to do, we're fine with. They didn't think it was relevant to mention, by the way, if we're planning on staying out late, just so you guys know, we don't have a way to get home, and we need you to bring us home. Like, it's fucking crazy. You should have got them a taxi. No, we live in a pretty rural area, so, like, taxis aren't, like, that easy to get. Like also, keep in mind, Uber, like, didn't exist at this point. This was, like, back in, I don't know, maybe 2014? This was a while ago. Uber was, like, not really a thing. Doesn't exactly exist. So there are taxi companies in this area, but it's like not a good bet. Not a good way to get around. Make them call their parents. That's what we should have done. It's bad though. So, like, two very cringy things that happen. So this has been pretty, like Alembic said, pretty inconsiderate so far, but it hasn't been super cringy yet. But there's two elements of the story that are very, very cringy. Extremely cringy. So, when we went to the college to say hi to Steven's girlfriend, we go out, we say, you know, these two people have never met Steven's girlfriend before. So they go, hello, hi, nice to meet you. My name is insert smash tag. And again, I don't want to, like, even in any remotely way dox the person, because I don't want them, like, coming back and trying to kill me or anything like that. But, like, this person was like, hey, my name is, let me think of, like, a good name that's, like, equivalent. Hold on. Maybe, like, a close enough substitute. Honestly, it's kind of like saying, you know what's actually pretty funny? It's like saying, hi, my name is Cranberry, nice to meet you. Like, that's basically what they did, actually. No, it wasn't like, yeah, it wasn't XX Heart of Darkness or anything crazy like that. It was basically, their name was something actually pretty, not equivalent as in, like, another fruit, but, like, as, like, a pretty closely equivalent to being like, hi, my name is Cranberry, it's nice to meet you. And, like, no context. Keep in mind, Steven's girlfriend doesn't, like, really play Smash or anything. She just thinks this is this guy's name. Which is very good to me, very funny, very, very, cringe. I'll tell him about Gary sometimes. Well, Schultz, you can tell him about Gary sometime, because Gary wants to kill you, not me. Me and Gary are cool. Yeah, it was a pretty, like, benign username, and it was like, but it was just like, yeah, yeah, basically, hey, I'm Cranberry, God, nice to, no, not even Cranberry, it was just like, it was something like as simple as, like, a food as their name or something like that. But it was, like, kind of believable enough that, like, Steven's girlfriend thought it was their real name. I think it's pretty good. So that's the second most cringiest part. The actual cringiest part, which is, like, actually, like, it is Jacreem levels of cringe, I think, actually, but it's, like, it's very, like, the Jacreem thing is cringe over a long period of time. Whereas this is one single distilled moment of, like, pure plutonium cringe. Like, really just condensed into one, like, little nugget of extreme cringe. I would say. Oh yeah, Schultz. Basically, yeah. There you go. That's the Gary story. Is that basically a WoW player gave our guild a bunch of money, and then we all just stopped playing and didn't give him the money back, so it was stuck in the guild vault. Yeah, Olympic. It was pretty believable. Again, I don't want to give the specific name, but it was like a pretty, actually, like, not that crazy of a name to actually be your real name. But it was just like, oh man, it was not good. It was not good. But anyway, the plutonium cringe moment. So we're driving to all these fuckers' houses, and the first person on the list to drop off is the cringe lord's girlfriend, right? We drop her off, and on the way, she makes some sort of joke along the lines of like, "Ooh, we're coming a little past my curfew, uh-oh," and stuff like that. And then when we drop her off, Steven's girlfriend goes to the Smash player man and is like, you know, she's mentioned a few times about a curfew, is like, she's not actually going to be in trouble or anything. Her parents aren't that strict, are they? And then, oh, it hurts, it genuinely hurts to think about this one. But I kid you not, and in like the same cadence, he turns to Steven's girlfriend and he goes, they're not that strict, are they? And he goes, abusive. I was like, what? What? You don't know each other that well, person. You don't know Steven's girlfriend that well. You should not be telling us details about her life that serious. Like, I was like, my man, that's like extremely private information about this person that she probably doesn't want us to know about. That's wild. Like, just off the rip like that, just like, abusive. Like, it was just like, it was crazy. Just wild. It was just absurd. Oh, man. Yeah, like, I wonder if they're still together. Yeah, just a little. No, it wasn't even like a. It wasn't like a just like a and just a little bit. Like the and was like just like it was like you know. Like it was just, oh man, it hurt. I don't know. Sounds like dumb, dumb young love. But it was just like head empty. Like just a real head empty moment of like, hey, you know her parents. Like it was just, I don't know. It was just so bizarre. And then we had to drive another hour to bring him home after that. After all that, we have to like sit in the car with this guy for another sit into another half hour, then drive back another half hour. God. Anyway, you wanna play a video game? Anyway, Social Mechanic, hopefully that story was worth the wait. Oh, jeez. Oh, how did I meet Voyix? Yes, of course. How did I meet Voyix? So, I met Voyix because we were both streaming over on the twitch.television. I had started a little bit before Voyix had started. I think, I want to say. Maybe by like a couple months, not even. I was streaming over on the Twitches, and I was playing just like games I liked a lot. Just like mostly Gungeon, because Gungeon was the game that I liked that I was also really good at. Oh no, yeah, no, sorry if you misunderstood. We dropped the girlfriend off, so we had to sit in the car with the Smash player boyfriend with the gamer tag. We had to sit in the car with him. He's the one who told us about the abusive parents that the girlfriend had. Girlfriend was gone when he shared that. She has no idea that he told us about her abusive parents. The whole thing is just whacked as hell. Like, it's just so insane. The whole drive was awkward too, for the record. The whole drive was awkward. Because like I said, on the way back, once we picked up Steven's girlfriend, it wasn't that awkward anymore because she was in the back seat with them, and then they stopped being as PDA-ish about the drive. Now, ice cream. I get that. It was probably uncomfortable, but this is probably a friend of yours, and you understood, like, oh wow, they're sharing a very vulnerable moment with me, and this is important. And although being comfortable, it's probably an important moment in your relationship with this friend. This is a person who I knew for about a month, and I played Smash Brothers with them. I was not a good friend with this person. We were just like on like a whim, like, hey, maybe this person wants to come to a tournament with us. I am not friends with this person. It was wild. Oh yeah, Nez, I'm sorry to hear about 4 days of 11-hour work. That sounds pretty not fun. Anyway, so sorry. Back to the rat bastard Voyix story. So I was streaming, mostly playing Gungeon. Gungeon was like my favorite game to stream because I was really good at the game. But Gungeon, very important game in like the lexicon of roguelike games. Very important. However, at the time, no one's watching it on Twitch anymore, really. It's past its heyday. It doesn't have much viewership. So I was kind of just spinning my wheels basically there. But every now and then I would try other games. And one day, I tried playing Slay the Spire. I had done some Slay the Spire streams before. But I was like, let's do some Slay the Spire streams. And I started streaming it on a day where nobody big was playing. And there's like... So at the time, the big people were Jorbs, obviously. Jorbs, Baylor Lord, Sneaky. And in the time slots that I was streaming, that was basically it. Maybe one or two other people. But those were the only like big streamers for Slay the Spire. And I was not paying attention to the landscape of Slay the Spire that much. But just coincidentally one day, and the time that I was streaming, none of those big streamers were streaming. Just coincidentally, basically, right? Also, Yanez, the whole thing was such a big drag. I mean, the tournament was great. Just everything besides the tournament was terrible. Oh, also, like so between gas and the toll booths that we had to pay because we had to like go through the city basically to get to the tournament, we paid like probably $40 in gas and tolls. And between the two of them, they gave us like they gave Steve, I think, like $5, which is fucked up as well. Like it was annoying. So whatever. Anyway. So I was playing Slay the Spire, and I coincidentally picked a time where nobody was streaming the game, and I was playing on, I want to say on Ascension 20, which is, you know, the big number for Slay the Spire. So I was just playing the game on Ascension 20, and I was actually getting like a decent amount of viewers, just out of nowhere, basically. I was having days where I was getting like maybe 20, 25, maybe even like 30 viewers playing Slay the Spire, which is like way crazier for me than normal. Like, keep in mind, when I was playing Gungeon, my viewer base was like maybe like 2 or 3 people, and those 2 or 3 people were my friends watching me play the game, and that was it. So going from that to all of a sudden playing Slay the Spire and getting like 30-ish people pretty consistently watching me for like a solid 3 or 4 days of streaming was like crazy. I was like, yo, this is insane. So I was doing that, and then one day I did like a couple streams, or not a couple streams, I did like for a couple days I did like 1 or 2 streams, and then I went back to playing Gungeon a bit because I was curious to see if any of those people would come back. And Voyix was a person who actually came back to me to watch me play Gungeon one day. And I was just talking to him. I was like, hey, how's it going? I remember you from those Slay the Spire streams for the last few days. How's it going? And he was like, you know, I'm doing well. And it was actually, I don't know if he remembers this, because I remember it pretty well, because it's pretty embarrassing. Again, I don't talk about Dungeons and Dragons that much, but I was in those Slay the Spire streams, I was talking about Dungeons and Dragons a lot. and I thought Voix was a person who I was having a very extended conversation with about Dungeons and Dragons that one stream of Slay the Spire. He came back to the Gungeon stream, and I was like, "Hey, we were talking about D&D the other day, right?" And he goes, "Nah, that wasn't me." And I was like, "Damn, rip, that's embarrassing." Because I mixed him up with someone else from the previous stream, basically. And then he stuck around still, and he was like, "Yeah, I've actually been looking into streaming as well. I've been doing it for a little bit. I was just surveying the Slay the Spire landscape, basically, to see what it was like. And I hopped into a couple of your Slay the Spire streams, and I came to watch for Gungeon 2. And I was like, oh, that's cool, let's talk shop for a bit. And we were talking shop. I started watching some of his streams, because he mentioned that. I think he was playing They Are Billions. Miserable game. Hate the game. I don't understand anything that's happening in that game, but Voix is just an entertaining person. So I was watching him play that miserable nightmare game. And then he started playing more Slay the Spire. Because I was like, yo, Slay the Spire, very good game on Twitch for growth. Like, and he saw it, right? I was playing Gungeon that day, and I had maybe, well, this time instead of 2 or 3, I had maybe 4 people because it was my friends, and then also Voix was there. There Are Billions is fun. I'm not saying it's a bad game by any stretch, but it's a miserable game to watch if you've never played it before and have no idea what's happening. Because it's just a bunch of fucking little gremlins running around the map, and then you're like microing soldiers to attack them and run away, and come back and attack them and run away. And I'm just like, I don't know what's happening here, man. So yeah, haha. It's funny when they eat your boys and then destroy your entire village. That was my knowledge of the game, basically. But anyway, yeah, that's how we met. Is that I was playing. Let this be known. Voix was like, "Wow, you're really cool." First to me, he came to my stream first, and then I started watching him, and then he, you know, started doing the YouTube stuff. His YouTube stuff blew up, and then that kind of transitioned into, you know, well, I mean, his Monster Train specifically blew up. His Monster Train videos on YouTube blew up, and the rest is history. You know the story. You know how it goes. But yeah, that's how we met. It was actually really funny for a pretty long time. New people coming into Voix's streams, because, like, you know, a lot of people when they're streaming, at first it's their friends watching them, right? Like I said before, I had a couple of my friends watching me play Gungeon. Voix also had a couple of his close friends mainly watching him when he was first starting to stream. And as people came into his streams, because I was there, a lot of people assumed that I just knew Voix, like personally from you know, his life. And I was like, no, we met via Twitch, which is pretty interesting. You're just a patron because my voice is so velvety. That's a damn fucking lie. My voice is not velvety. Not even close to being velvety. It's not sandpaper. It's not like, you know, I haven't been smoking for like 40 years or anything, but it is not a velvety voice. You thought about streaming, but once the semester starts, you'll be too busy? Am I gonna get wrecked in this game? That's a good point, actually. We should start playing it, huh? We've been a little bit of just chatting for now, but I don't, you know, there's definitely a lot of people. Oh my god. Someone's like sneezing really loudly upstairs, I think. My beard's velvety? Bird, I shaved. It's stubbly right now. Listen, hey, no more. I'm stopping this now. No more voice compliments. Cut it out. Knock it off. Next person, you're getting the axe. But mechanic. I mean, listen, if you have the time, I'd recommend streaming and stuff. It is fun sometimes. Alembic, you gotta head out. Have a nice stream. Thank you, Alembic. I appreciate that. Thanks for coming by. I'm sure I'll see you later tonight if Voix is streaming. So yeah. I mean, the thing that's important is that keep in mind this is coming from a general idiot who doesn't know what they're talking about when it comes to things like streaming and stuff and content, things of that nature. Streaming is tough for discoverability. I'm not saying that nobody, you know, starts from the ground up on Twitch and gets there and makes it into, like, you know, being prominent, but it's definitely easier to start on YouTube in regards to like making YouTube videos. It's so much like the algorithm on YouTube is so much better for people finding your videos and stuff. Schultz, you're surprised you didn't try to kick it off after that one YouTube clip went viral? What's interesting, Schultz, I mean, it would have been cool if you did, but I don't know if like something like a viral YouTube clip. Not that the clip isn't cool, if I remember correctly, right? No, tell me if I'm wrong. The viral YouTube clip, you were playing Gangplank, a person teleported back to their base, you fired your Q, and then Caitlyn also fired their ult, and both of them hit the person in the base and killed them when they got back, right? If I remember correctly, that's more or less how the clip went. It's a very cool and good clip. Bankplank, but yes, everything is correct. I don't know what bankplank means. What's the difference between bankplank and is like pre? I know he had a rework. So like you saying like pre-rework? Is that like bankplank or something? But anyway, it's a joke on his name. Okay. The clip is very good, but there is a person who I know on Twitch through several different like connections. They have a YouTube channel that they make a lot of videos for, I believe. They have a channel that they have a lot of videos for, and one of their videos was like a meme they made of like, I think it was, what is it? What's the one with is it Lazy Town? Is the show with the girl with the pink hair? They did a video that was just like a meme of that, and it has like 1 million views. But all of their other videos like don't have many views, right? Like what I'm trying to say is like a big viral successful video doesn't necessarily transition into actual sustained viewership, even if you try to capitalize on it right after it happens. So what I'm trying to say is don't feel bad that you didn't try to do something afterwards, because there's no way that it would have transitioned into actual viewership on for YouTube videos. Yanez, I would not say never boost a channel. I would not say that. If you look at something like Channel 5, their virality definitely boosted them up just a general higher viewership, right? The nature of the virality matters too, for sure. You had that 40K Elden Ring video? Yeah, most times, for sure. I had the 40K Elden Ring video. Here's a great example. Ice Cream. I had that 40K Elden Ring video, and the next Elden Ring video I made, which I thought was my best Elden Ring video, only got like let's actually check it. Hold on. Let me see. It's only got like a little over 100 views last time I checked it. Right? And I thought my best video. For Elden Ring content at least. I was in the Hallig tree, I was running around with the okay, let's see. It's at 136 views. So told you what to check, it was 235k views. That is pretty good. Well, like again, like I had the Elden Ring video. I like a week later, at the time it had like probably like 20k views or whatever. But I released what I thought was my best Elden Ring video. I thought it was really cool. I thought it was funny. It was me running around the Hallig tree with like a fucking cannon and knocking people off the tree limbs. And I thought it was really funny and really good. And I even had music for the video. It was in the Hall of the Mountain King, and like the videos, it was the people dying was timed with the music, and I was like, this is a good video, but a lot of work into it, a lot of editing, all that shit. I think it's my least viewed Elden Ring video, right? Yeah, it was really good. It was I genuinely think it was a good video, but you know, it does, you know, just because one of your videos does well doesn't mean that they'll all do well. It's just how it goes, right? So, what are you gonna do? In most cases, when you see a viral video, the rest of the channel kind of sucks. Well, you know, that does vary too, right? Like sometimes people do get lucky with a viral video. and the rest of their content is not as good. I think a lot of times, or not a lot of times, I think sometimes people have really good content on their channel, and then one of their videos going viral does just boost the rest of their videos if they are as equally good in content, right? I guess when Channel 5 was all gas no brakes, that's more or less what happened, because I think like the whole thing was their Talladega video went pretty viral, and then the rest of them kind of also picked up with that. The only reason you're here is because you watch Northernlion play 20 minutes till midnight and dawn. I do like that meme. I do know, I'm familiar with, because listen, I don't watch many people play games anymore now that I've been doing it, but I do keep up with Northernlion still quite a bit, and it's not, I can tell it's not that mean spirited, but the whole him misnaming the videos 20 minutes till midnight for like a week straight, and all the people in the comments saying, "Damn, this new 20 minutes till midnight game looks sick." It's like it's I feel like it's borderline to the point where it's like they're kind of like, you know, on one hand, he should have, you know, maybe fixed it by now, but also it's like, you know, don't be too mean about it. It's the whole thing is interesting because it's a little funny, but I also am worried that it's coming from a little bit of a mean-spirited place too sometimes. But it's definitely not intended that way, I think, if that makes sense. Most people just feel that they don't really care about the community. Oh, in regards to like the people watching their videos, I don't know. That's pretty ambiguous, I guess. I don't know. I think most people, when they make a viral video, they're not intending to build a community, I would say. Not that they don't care, so it's not their intention. They're just trying to make a funny thing for maybe like people to enjoy, and they're not trying to build like a community around it. So it makes sense to them. Anyway, let's actually play the game. We've been sitting here for a while, not actually playing the game. I think we just go Shauna. What are we feeling for weapon here? What are we feeling for weapon? Yeah, play the game. I like a back gun. I haven't played back gun in a little while. Shauna's just fun because of the triple up perk. Mechanic, you want to see flame cannon, Shauna? That's kind of icky. Revolver is a better weapon than people give it credit for, I think, but it's kind of just boring. Let's see if we can do a cool flame cannon run. What are we shooting for on the triple up perk with flame cannon that would be cool? Yeah, Ice Cream, you make a good point too. A lot of those videos are like viral because, like, actually Schultz's video went viral because he put it on the League of Legends Reddit. And those people are most likely watching an embedded link, and they're not even going to that person's YouTube channel to see what other videos they have. So that's part of it too, I'm sure. You want me to roll a dice and listen to the math rock sounds for the RNG start? What are you smoking? We're gonna go Flame Cannon and Shauna here, and we'll see how it goes. Let's see what we can get rolling. We're playing the video game. Oh, hold on. I forgot about perks. Hold on, wait. Let me go back. We didn't do any perks. I was like, why are some of my fireballs so big? And I realized we had cadence shots going for some of those. Okay. Hold on. False alarm. So we should definitely do. I wonder if we should do mysticism. I never play mysticism. Let's do mysticism. That'll be fun. Do a little of this. You always forget your roll of Shauna. What do you mean? Like, you forget that you have the triple up, and then you just pick a random item? Oh, you reroll. The reroll. Duh. Ice Cream, I forget it all the damn time. I am 1,000,000% in the same boat as you. Take a little of this. Yeah. I will say, I feel like the latency on YouTube is a little bit worse than it is on Twitch. Like, I feel like Twitch, when I put it in like the highest, like, or the lowest, I guess, latency mode possible, I feel like there's only like a 2 or 3 second delay between me saying things and you guys typing things, but it feels a lot more significant on YouTube. Like, I want to say like a solid, like, maybe almost 10 seconds sometimes with the delay. And I have it on like the lowest latency setting possible. Just hopefully something they'll improve. I don't know. Anyway, let's play the game for real this time. Triple dragon. That'd be a pretty good one. Especially if we're trying to do like a flame-oriented build here. That'd be a pretty good choice, I think. We're getting a lot of mysticism triggers. I know it's like a 10% chance, but it's like more than I thought it would be. I think we want take aim here first. Bullet speed is pretty important for the flame cannon to get those shots out farther. Your internet sucks. Also, Inez, you're in Slovenia, which is a big issue too. How can I tell it's triggering? Well, the fire I can't really tell from mysticism, but the ice I can tell because I don't have freeze shots yet. That's the pure 10% chance of freezing right there. Once I have, like, you know, ice mage or whatever it's called, then it'll be harder to tell. Oh, Vlad, one day, I promise you one day I will stream earlier. I know it's late for you over there. But one day. Thanks for swinging by and saying hi, though. I do appreciate it. And some big waves here. Leaving a lot of XP behind too. That's definitely my #1 thing I need to work on in this game, is not leaving too much XP on the floor. Like, I do it all the damn time. Sniper, good for the bullet speed, but I think I'll just take Frost Mage here. You're excited to see what the creator does for runes? I too am excited. Although I will say, not to be rude, because the person has every right to do this. I did try to reach out to them on Twitter for an interview, and they did 100% ghost me. There's also a very good chance the person doesn't use their Twitter very often, which is also fine. And by ghost me, I shouldn't say ghost. Ghosting implies that there was a back and forth. There was no acknowledgement, which is also extremely fine, right? They're a solo dev making a game that has been very successful for them, and they should really not even spend much time looking at their Twitter. Probably, they got more important shit to do. So I have, you know, no resentment whatsoever on my half for them not responding to my message about an interview. Which reminds, I have a funny story actually. I have another funny story. It's a tiny little funny story. It's not that big of one, but ever you know, since we've hit that 1K milestone here on the YouTubes, I wouldn't say I've been getting a lot more messages from devs about you know, sponsored content or whatever, but I have been getting more people, and I will say some of them have been pretty funny. And it's not like the dumb, like, oh, English is not their first language, broken message type thing. I had someone, I think it was today or yesterday, send me a message about playing their game, and in like the title art, like in like the main art for their game, it was a picture, legit a picture of Jace the Mind Sculptor. Like, you know, Magic the Gathering's like one of their most prominent characters. One of the most prominent characters, just in like the main art for the game. Just like, hey, it's me, Jace the Mind Sculptor. come play my game. And I was like, damn, dude. Yeah, like I'm a big fair use advocate and stuff like that, But this is like a straight up. This is IP theft. This one I don't think you're allowed to do, sir. You can't just use someone else's character for your promotional material for your video game. AFK Arena stream next week? No, AFK Arena has not reached out to me. Also, I'm not going to say never, but I'd have to do more research into it. But aren't like most of like those big mobile games pretty like predatory in like their various marketing practices? Like I know it's not like, you know, it's not as bad as what's it called? Oh shit, what's it called now? I forget. It's not as bad as like Diablo Immortal, I'm sure, but like Raid Shadow Legends and like AFK Arena and all those big ones, they can't be that good, right? As far as like their like if they have that much money to spend on advertisements, I can't imagine they're that like. There's probably something sinister going on with their various microtransactions and stuff like that, if I had to guess. Listen, social mechanics. Sorry, going back to the chat here a bit. They're working in 2 games at once. I don't think that's the case, because here's the thing. I did a lot of research about, not a lot. I did a little bit of research about Flan, which I think is how you say their name, before reaching out to them. I was able to find one interview that that Flan did with like a pretty, I don't want to say pretty small, because in the grand scheme of things, you know, they're much bigger than me, right? This person, but a game dev blog, an indie game dev blog focusing on the financial aspects of indie game development, did an interview with Flan, and in that interview, Flan talked about how he's more or less put his other game, I think it's like, what is it, Spirit Links RPG, something like that. I forget the name. I'm sorry, but they put Spirit Links on hold temporarily to work on this game because of how big it blew up, right? So they're not working on 2 games right now. The other project I think is on, I don't want to say hiatus. It's not maybe the right word, but I think they're working on just this game. But again, they were working on a different game before 20 Minutes Till Dawn. And he talked about it in I don't even know if it's if they are a they or a he, but they talked about a lot about like just like the financial elements of how well 20 Minutes Till Dawn is doing and stuff like that. Anyway, slight tangent there, but yes, they're still very busy with the game, I'm sure, and it's completely understandable if they do not have time for and just, you know, random guy on YouTube who's been making yeah, I also am not sure mechanics, so I'll default to they for now. But yeah, I don't know. I like it's perfectly acceptable. I am in no way offended that the person didn't reach out back to me about an interview or something. Like yeah, you're very busy. You're making. I think that the sales for this game, that person has made like $500,000 for so far. So yeah, you have way more important things to do than talk to me right now. Absolutely, please keep doing what you're doing right now. It's much more important than talking to me about the game. It would be cool if you did, but we can't all be cool all the time. Sometimes we have to do serious adult stuff and make money, right? Yeah, first off, Yanez, also, what did I do work-wise before YouTube? I'm still working. I have not quit my job to do this by any means. If you're interested in this specifically, since I've become a YouTube partner over the last couple of days, I have made $22 from YouTube, which is great. I'm not going to complain about that. But that's over the course of like 4 days. So I'm not quitting my job anytime soon to do YouTube stuff. That's not happening. I work for a hotel in their activities department, and I basically run. Well, I used to be in charge of like the archery, basically. Like we used to do archery for the most part. But over the last year, and I wasn't in charge of the archery. I just kind of worked there for them. But I was more or less in charge because the person who was my boss didn't know anything about archery. So I was basically in charge of archery. But now they've put me actually in charge of the hotel's axe throwing stuff. So, yeah. Schultz, we'll talk about it after the stream. There's a decent chance I can, but I make no promises. You work for a hotel in the kitchen? Yo, sick. I have another funny story about the hotel I work at. And I'm not saying that all kitchen staff in hotels are bad, but I had a miserable experience with some of the kitchen staff at the hotel I used to work at. Because I worked at back and forth at a couple different ones. You're a professor and you love your job, so you never quit even if you did do well streaming? That's good to hear. Also a sick job. Sorry, what was I talking about before, though? Hold on. So, right now, mainly axe throwing. It is a lot of fun, but definitely not a long-term career. I've been doing. I was studying physics. I don't want to say the school I go to because I don't want someone to track me down and skin me alive. I was studying physics for a bit. I've been out of school for a pretty long time. I went back. When did I start going back? Like 4 years ago, something like that. Been going back part-time. I was studying physics at first. Physics, a little too tough though. So I'm switching to environmental. It's, you know, easier. But I want to go into teaching. Not at the college level though. That'd be too tough as well. But teaching is very fun. A very, very fulfilling career. I'm glad you are enjoying your job as a professor. Anyway. Schultz, I believe in you. I'm sure they'll let you into Overwatch. Very predatory. Oh, back to the predatory games. Oh, also, Mr. Mechanic, if you don't mind telling us, I'd love to hear about what you professorize in, which is definitely the correct verb for teaching. And you know what? After this run, Yanez, if you want, I can tell you my nightmare kitchen, my Gordon Ramsay kitchen nightmare story. We gotta take Cthulhu down here. You lost a bit of respect for chefs when you saw a Michelin star would mix up 2 steaks, stag and dough, and then just gave them out at random. I don't know what any of that means because I am not a chef. Tanku is thanks and not tanks. Is that a typo or is that like is that Slovenian for thank you? Or a different language, I suppose. Teach mostly sociology courses, but you focus on environmental stuff. Oh, that's pretty sick. So just like is it kind of like, you know, sociology is like, you know, I'm like, you know, not psychology, but it's like, you know, ooh, a quick learner here. That's great to have. So like, is it just more or less like ethics and stuff like that in regards to environmental science or just environmental policies, I guess? Arisian, congrats on 29 in a row on Monster Train. I believe that I no spoilers, but actually, do you want any spoilers? I guess is what I should say. Or are you already fully spoiled? Ah, gotcha. Got a little bit of broken English. Got it. My family, I forget who it was, but you know how like kids, they always like, you know, as they're learning to speak, they do things like that. In my family, we have a tenchu. It was like tenchu and you welcome. We're like for thank you and you're welcome. So I get that. Like Tenchu, you walk them, stuff like that. That makes sense. Pretty sure you're spoiled, but spoil away. Okay. If you don't want spoilers for the Monster Train videos, please mute the stream for the next like 30 seconds or so. Starting now. So the streak got to 30. That's the actual number, but it did end today, sadly, which is fine. I'm perfectly okay with it. Like, it's by a way larger margin. Oh my god! Also just got completely cornered there, farther than I've gotten in Monster Train in a streak. But it's also important to note that like I did a lot of resetting, like, you know. It's not healthy to compare yourself to the Michael Jordan of Monster Train Rising Dusk. My man got like a 100 win streak without resetting at all. So like by comparison, it's kind of, you know, it's like, you know. Also, hold on. Let me kill this dang old dog. It's not as impressive as it sounds, I guess, when, you know, people are out there doing crazy shit like Dusk, and even like Gabriel. And I think Voyix has, like, you know, if you don't count resets, I think he has a higher win streak than me too. But like I do feel like I've gotten a decent bit better over the last, like, you know, month or so. I'm happy about that at least. Anyway, if you were muted, not that you can hear me, but you can unmute now. You're allowed. Dragon is hatched, by the way. Yeah. Sociology examines structural and cultural phenomena, while psyche is mostly individual stuff. Yeah, societies and yeah, gotcha. I was kind of close. By comparison, sure, but yours is 6, so tip of the cap. Thank you. Dusk is an outlier. Dusk is a maniac. That is true. But he should, you know, he should be counted. He's also a NASA scientist, so I feel like if, like, maybe all I'm saying is that if I ever get to a 100 win streak in Monster Train with no resets, I feel like NASA should hire me too. Is all I'm trying to say, right? Like, I feel like it's only fair. We can all agree with that, right? Also, I'm not picking up any experience I'm generating, so we should go back here and try to get some of this. What other things have I thought about making videos on or stream about? So I do want to do some Monster Train, or not Monster Train, some 20 Minutes Till Dawn tier list stuff. I think I'm not seeing many videos for it out there. I think it's a fun topic to talk about. I was talking about it today in the most recent 20 Minutes Till Dawn video, and I was gonna record a tier list with Voyix last night, but maybe it's just a me issue. Tiermaker.com has been giving me some trouble lately. So, we'll see. I don't know. Also, I'm gonna assume this is also a Y sounding J situation here. Yas or Jas. Sorry, whichever way I'm pronouncing. Which one of those has to be right, and if not, I'm gonna be livid. Hello, hi. How's it going? Gonna need a tier list of tier making websites? Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Tier maker, F tier. won't let me make a tier list right now. I was trying to do it last night. I mean, and Voyix was like, you know, I've had issues with it before too. Maybe the pictures are the wrong dimensions. Try making them squares. I made the pictures for the images literally perfect squares. Still didn't work. Tried making them smaller. Maybe the files were too big. Didn't work. Tried making them bigger. Maybe the files were too small. Didn't work. Nothing worked. So we gave up and went to bed. But that's in the near future, definitely some tier list stuff for this game. Still gonna keep playing Monster Train. Still gonna be playing Gordian Quest. I might try to mix in the Gordian Quest campaign stuff, because that's pretty cool. Or I mean the roguelike stuff. Right now I've been playing the campaign, but might try to mix in some just of the roguelike content too, because it's pretty neat. What else though? I don't know. Also, I feel like we're starting to fall behind here a little bit. I don't know. The dragon's doing work for us, though. Go old school and do Excel. That'd be a good idea, actually. And Jace like Jason. Got it. Understood. If it comes to it, we'll do an Excel spreadsheet, I suppose. Not that I want. I'd rather not. But push come to shove tier maker, I'll do it. I'll make my own tier maker, okay? Ooh, light bullets here, pretty good. Okay. Dude, I fucking love it when like an enemy zooms in off the side of the map. I don't know if you saw it, but a little one of the little brain boys just came flying in from the side. We should probably take the electricity tree because I think if we take lightning, we might be able to go infinite here pretty easily. Going to play any more Shotgun King? If more content comes out, I'd love to come back to Shotgun King mechanic, but I think I'm done with it for now. I've done everything that I want to do in the game. I beat it on the hardest difficulty. I played endless a little bit. It's cool. I love the game, but there's just not much to it, right? I don't even want to say it's simple because chess is a pretty complex game, and I'm you know not in a qualified position to say it's like a simple game necessarily. But also we're taking Electromage here, 100% to get energized bullets. I'm not in a position to say like oh, it's a very simple game actually when you think about it. Yada yada yada. Like I cannot and should not say that because I'm not qualified to, but I'm gonna say it anyway. More or less, it's cool, it's fun, I love the game, but I've more or less done everything to do in the game, and unless they add more content, I don't really want to play it anymore. I guess what I'm saying is the replay value is not there, more or less. It was made in less than 72 hours. Was that a game jam game? That's pretty cool to hear. Ooh, also both pretty good options here. I'm gonna take Energize here, but Siege would be pretty nice as well. Also, Ice Cream, you lost your. I'm gonna assume that's a Gordian quest with some typos in there, unless it's a separate game called Gordana Knot that I've never heard of. Unless it's a Gordana Knot, just a type of knot, and you're making a joke. I don't know. I'm so confused. You had a party wipe though in Act 2. That's F. Yeah, Energized Bull's not helping us at a huge amount here, I don't think, but it's not terrible. Uh-oh. But that's cool to hear that the game was made in less than 72 hours, because that's like, it's a good game. I had a lot of fun playing it. It's a fun concept. It's funny. That's what it's really like going for, right? Is that it's a funny concept. It's you just gave chess a gun. Like that's great. I love it. I love it so much. But when's the DLC? You thought it was Gordian Knot and autocorrect kicked in? Hit you with the Gordita Crunch? Inez, you'll be heading out. Thanks for swinging by. It was great having you. It was great having you around for sure. And hopefully I'll see you next time. And who knows when that'll be. I've been streaming a lot more lately, but like, all I'm saying is, don't be super shocked if I don't stream for like 3 months maybe. Not that I'm having a bad time, it's just that, sometimes I don't stream for long periods of time because, lazy. Was there anything else we were talking about that I got distracted from? Oh, predatory games, right? So one thing that's terrible about Diablo Immortal not only that it's like super predatory and that it costs like, you know, $100,000 or whatever to max out your character, it's that because it's so predatory, other games that are less predatory are going to have it as an excuse to be like, well, at least we're not Diablo Immortal, right? Etc, etc. So that's the worst thing that the game did, I feel like, because now it's really bad, but every other game kind of gets like a little bit of like a green light to do whatever they want now, as long as it's not as bad as Diablo Immortal. So I'm kind of worried about that too. Hope to see me again soon. We'll see. We'll see, Inez. We'll see. Definitely take Siege here. Stand your ground would be a pretty good pickup for sure right now. Coughing. I feel like we're doing pretty good damage to him though, but I don't know. He's living. He's not dying yet. Okay, coughing down, coughing down. Oh, we do get the triple here. I forgot we could reroll this whole damn time. I have not rerolled with Shana once yet. I 100% forgot about it. Oh no. Oh well. Yeah, that's I think the worst part is because, like, you know, not many people. I mean, actually, I don't know. Maybe a lot of people will actually spend $100,000 in Diablo Immortal, but I think like it will just give other. Oh, yo, the triple up on Stand Your Ground. We're gonna be so slow. Oh no, we're so slow. We are just shooting an actual fucking flame cannon though, huh? This is probably gonna kill us, huh? I think this is gonna be our death, but it is pretty poggers. I think we can all agree with that, right? Oh yeah, we're not gonna survive this. Maybe if we get a Tomb of Rage we can get there, but as it stands right now, I'm feeling pessimistic. Oh, you know what I never did too? I never took the last stream and like made highlights of it. I said I was gonna do that and I forgot. Should probably do that too sometime soon. We'll see. Ooh, also future content thing. Inkbound. I don't want to say 100% chance, but pretty high odds that when that game comes out, I'm gonna be playing it too. You know, getting Voyix, Dusk, and probably Gabriel, I think, will be our squad if I had to guess. Getting the boys together for some from Inkbound should be pretty fun. I'm very excited for that game. Do we take Magnetism for more experience because we're so slow, or do we take Electro Bug to I don't know, get more electricity? I think we want more electricity actually for energized purposes. I don't know. Kind of definitely a debatable choice here, I think. Oh, maybe I should have rerolled. Once again, I forgot that we do have the ability to reroll our gun. You saw that in a recent video, the trees do damage? Yes, they do. And when the game first released, the trees did damage, and then they had an update, and then the trees stopped doing damage. And I thought it was maybe like oh, they don't want trees to do damage anymore. Cool, I can walk into these fuckers and not care. But apparently that was just an accident. And they were always supposed to do damage. They were never not supposed to do damage, and now they're doing damage. So, you know. Inkbound is 3. Inkbound is actually 4 people max. It's the art for that I've seen for the game only shows 3 characters, but the maximum players in a game as of now is 4 people. If you were at the Monster Train devs, Shiny Shoe, they actually did a stream today, like a quick little 20-minute sneak peek. I mean, they've been doing it like every week or so, like, you know, the last couple weeks or so. But they did a stream today showing off the 4-player gameplay for about 20 minutes or so, which is pretty cool. Oh, I was not fast enough to run away from the exploder. That's pretty good. The trees gave iframes even when they didn't do damage. I did notice they would like bounce you back and stuff like that. That is pretty funny. We'll take watch and learn here for the increased pickup range. Okay, that man's pretty on fire, I think, right? Probably. Probably pretty on fire. The question is, will he die though before the barrier comes down? Oh, hit. Took a hit there. No biggie, no biggie. We're fine. We're Jay chilling. Yep, there he goes. Oh, another hit. Oh, please be a movement speed increase, please. Come on, man. Has anyone ever noticed the blob boss doesn't attack until it's in a certain range? It's definitely like a proximity thing, and there's also like a in line of sight thing too with it, right? Where it's like the eye has to line up pretty close to your character before it fires it. There's definitely an element of like that too, where you can kind of just circle around it as it spins, and you can get it to not fire, but it's pretty tough. And then, you know, obviously enemies coming in and stuff moving you around too causes some issues. It definitely gave iframes. You felt really clever using that mechanic. I mean, like, if the Mr. Flan obviously wants the trees to do damage though, and it was just like a mistake. So I respect their decision to have trees kill you. Also, stay the fuck away from me, Pterodactyl. We have 1 health and we're so damn slow, man. I should not have tripled up stand your ground, but it was worth it. You definitely think your messages are coming in slow. Are you social mechanic? Are you? Obviously, we won't know for a couple minutes, maybe. But are you just hearing me now talk about Shotgun King? Because that would be pretty funny. I'm sorry, but that would be pretty good. I think we take Blazing. I don't know. Maybe we take Assassin here just to kill things sooner. Oh, and an HP, hooray! We just need movement. We are not seeing enough movement right now, is all I have to say about this right now. Yeah, it would be pretty fucked up ice cream if the laser man could just, you know, fucking snipe you from across the map. That would not be very fun. I agree there. Oh, I forgot about Halo. That's a thing that exists. Give me the reload rate increase. Okay, I think we're cruising. I think we got this one. But damn. Sure, give me Electromaster. Maybe we'll get Overload to show up now too. Probably should just be taking HP to be safe here, but I'm fine. We got this now. Oh, we should have taken HP so we could have gotten the mushroom, and it could have moved even slower. Duh. Of course. Fresh clip is not that good for us here. I'll take Soothing Warmth. A little bit of healing. Better fly. Wow, such live. You know it. I'm always live. 24/7, baby. Always. I'm known for always streaming. Everyone knows that about me. Always grinding so hard on the streams. Never missing a day. Never taking months off at a time of not streaming. Never happened before. Everyone knows that. Better fly though. How's it going? How you doing? Hopefully you're having a good day today. Little ghost friend. Still looks pretty good here. The more we reload, the better. For sure, for sure. I guess take a Halo piece. These are all pretty bad. Could reroll, but what if we just put the whole game without rerolling once ever? Wouldn't that be cool? Wouldn't that be fun and neat? maybe. Good trying to sleep. Thanks for the chill streams. Yeah, no problem. Just maybe I'll just make an absurd cacophony of just gunshot noises. The dragon is kind of lame. You mean like the boss, like the pterodactyl boss, or like my little dragon boy that I have? I assume you mean the dragon is in like the boss. I do like when it screams. It goes like, eh! And you know that it died. That's pretty cool. But yeah, I agree. Like blazing speed here. I mean, like, I think the best thing this game has going for it is its ability to distinguish itself from Vampire Survivors. And it's already done a great job of doing that with the twin-stick shooter elements, right? Being able to point your gun rather than just shooting wherever you're walking or in a random direction is cool. It's a big, I would say, improvement. Depends on who you ask, obviously. People have different opinions about stuff like that. Yeah, I would say... Ice shard here, I suppose. I would say the biggest thing this game has to distinguish itself from Vampire Survivors is the twin stick shooter. But the second thing that they've done so far is that they have 90% of the bosses in this game aren't just HP tanks, right? When it comes to Vampire Survivors, the boss enemies are just you know, reused models that just have more HP. Which is okay, but like a little bit lame, right? Don't we want bosses that do cool things, which is why they're the bosses? And this game's done a pretty good job of that, right? Like, despite me, I don't hate the reindeer. I think the reindeer is actually pretty cool. I might say, fuck you, reindeer, you pieces of shit, I hate you, but that's just because the reindeer is the hardest enemy in the game, basically, right? That's why I hate the reindeer. But it's a cool enemy, and I like it overall. And I'm happy it's in the game. And I'm glad it's not just you know, an HP tank. Also, how I checked out Planet Crafter or Dwarf Romantic. Ice Cream, you are correct. A little bit of auto-correcting there, but I got it still. I know about Dwarf Romantic. I'm not saying I never will. I have not checked out either. I don't even know what Planet Crafter is, actually. Oh, also we win. Hooray. We got the Halo just in time. Oh, I don't mind Vampire Survivors being Castlevania inspired, right? Because I don't think the person's actually straight up yoinking sprites. I think there's obviously some inspiration there for sure, right? I think that's fair to say. And even if they are yoinking sprites, it's actually kind of hypocritical, as I was mentioning before about the person who sent me the email about checking out their game and then literally using a picture of Jason the Mind Sculptor as like advertising for their video game, right? When it's not even remotely close to being Magic the Gathering related. But even if there are some like sprites that are straight up yanked, I don't know. It doesn't bother me that much, I suppose. Oh, I'm Black Magic. What's the story? Would you be upset if I told you to go back like an hour into the stream because I did tell it before? I did say I was gonna have to tell it several times though, so I'll go through it pretty quickly. But if you want like the full story, you will have to go back a little bit and figure out where I told it. It was before we started this run, but this was our first run of the day actually, which is crazy because how long are we into the stream so far? How long have I been doing this? Been doing this for an hour and a half? Are you kidding me? Damn. Okay, well. I'll tell the story again real quick. But let me just no. I will tell it now, Black Magic. I will tell it real quick. But let me finish my point about Vampire Survivors real quick. I think that the more that this game can distinguish itself from Vampire Survivors, the better. Twin stick shooter elements, obviously a big distinguishment, right? I think the next best thing they can do is make the bosses more distinguished. And Vampire Survivors, I don't think all the bosses do this, because I think some of the newer maps, they have some bosses that do some cool stuff. But like all of the bosses in the game are just like another enemy, but with more HP, more or less, right? That's kind of what they do. Um, the crab has like the giant enemy crab, like its pincers get bigger and smaller, which is kind of cool. Like they fluctuate in size, which is kind of interesting. But for the most part, the enemies are just like, oh, it's me, but I'm a bigger one with more HP, and that's it. Just not that interesting. I think the like and the pterodactyl boss, the dragon, whatever you want to call it, I think his technical name is the Winged Terror. The more you can do to make the bosses more interesting, I think is a very good thing. I think that is the more you can do, the better, for sure. Which is duh, right? Doesn't take a genius to figure that out. But the question is, how do you make the bosses different? Because like also Cthulhu is the same way. The first boss Cthulhu is just walks around at you, HP tank, and even then it's not that hard of a boss, and that's okay. The first boss is probably supposed to be easy, right? Doesn't have to have a unique mechanic. That one I'm okay with. But the pterodactyl is the last boss that you see before the game ends, and its only bossness is that it shows up immediately after the laser beam boss shows up. So like the idea is that maybe it shows up while you're still fighting the laser beam boss and causes some issues, but it doesn't do anything interesting. So I don't know. Definitely some room for improvement there, right? With that boss's mechanics, and then make it a cooler boss and then spread them out a bit more. They don't, or what would be fucked up is if you switch positions. If the reindeer boss came as you're fighting the laser beam boss, like right at the end, and it came in and started just charging you down, that would be pretty cool. Because you're still trying to navigate the laser beams and stuff. That might be too hard, though. I don't know. Whatever. The story. I'll go through it real quickly. If you want the more detailed version, you can go back like an hour, Black Magic, and roughly scrub through the VOD and figure out what we're talking about it. Basically, I went to a Smash tournament with a friend. We did a card pool. Me, my friend Steve, who's from the Cream story, actually, the same Steve, and a third party who we're not going to name because I don't want to dox them or anything like that. And we're not going to talk about their Smash tag because that could also be revealing information too. So we'll refer to them as Smash Player. Me, my friend Steve, and Smash Player get together for a carpool to go to a Smash tournament, right? We text them like, hey, me and Steve are going to go to this thing. Do you want to carpool with us? Right? And this guy goes, yeah, sure, we'll meet at the mall. We don't actually meet at a mall, but just for the sake of convenience for the story, we say we meet at the mall. We get to the mall, we text him, and we're like, hey, we're at the mall, where are you? And he responds, oh, we are at the food court, which is strange because he's only one person. Why is he saying we in the text message? We meet him at the food court. Apparently, without asking us, he brought his girlfriend to the carpool, which is fine. We have enough room for her, but it's extremely impolite to just assume that there's room for her without asking us. So we go to the Smash tournament with them. On the way there, we're about 20 minutes from the destination. And she goes, hey, can we stop to go to the bathroom? And we're like, we're pretty close, we're like 20 minutes away, we'll be there pretty soon. And she goes, no, you don't understand. I only have one kidney. If I don't pee now, I'm gonna die. Which is not true. but I didn't know enough about kidneys at the time to call her out. Yeah, imagine there was no room. It would have been very embarrassing. But whatever. So only got one kidney. We have to stop at a McDonald's so she can go to the bathroom. Get to the tournament. We come back. On the way back from the tournament, we're figuring out our route back. We're like, okay, we'll stop here at the mall first, drop you guys off. We'll go back to Steve's house because I parked my car at Steve's house. That's where I met him. And then we'll go home. Everything will be great. And they go, oh, no, you don't understand. We got dropped off at the mall. We didn't drive our cars there. We need you to bring us both back to our individual houses. And we live like a half hour away from the mall, and it is not in the same direction as your house. So we had to go, and basically it cost us an extra hour of driving to bring them back to their houses. And they didn't say anything until we were going back home. It's fucked up. Also, we picked up Steven's girlfriend on the way back home from the tournament, and the Smash player introduced himself by his Smash tag, did not tell this person his actual name. So like for like the equivalent of being like walking up to a real human, shaking their hand and going, "Hi, my name is Cranberry. It's nice to meet you," is basically what this person did. So it was all terrible. And that's more or less the gist of it. If you want to like go back and see the entire exact story in detail, there is more to it. But yeah, it's worth listening to, I would say. But that's the spark notes, real quick. It's pretty cringe. It's not. I think there are like I don't want to go into it again. There are some moments in the story that are pretty equivalent to the Jacreem cringe, but Jacreem's cringe extends a long period of time of just being cringe the whole time. Whereas this person has like just sharp moments, if that makes sense. So it's very like visceral moments of being extremely cringe in it. But I don't know. Anyway, Black Magic, how's it going? How you doing? How you doing? Fairly new-ish viewer of the 20 minutes till dawn era, I believe, or maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, burst cringe is a good way. Like, very, very high burst damage cringe, for sure. That's a good way to put it. You just got off from work? That's good to hear. That's good to hear. What are we playing now? I want to do Lilith Backgun. Lilith Backgun is fun. Just playing summons is pretty cool. You don't get to play summons too often and have them be really good. That should be fine. Yep, 20 minutes till dawn. Sick. Very cool. Okay. Anachronistic laser beams. Hello. Hi. You're gonna... I mean, you don't have to explain to me, but what does the word anachronistic mean? Laser beams? I got that one figured out pretty well. Pretty good idea what that means. Anachronistic? You lost me. Absolutely. Good thing you and your friends didn't eat Krispy Kreme around that guy. There's no Krispy Kremes in the area nearby, unfortunately. There's a few Dunkin' Donuts, but no Krispy Kremes, which is I don't know. I'm not a big donut person. I don't go to either of them really, so I don't care that much. So I don't have much of a say in it, really. I don't have a dog in the fight. But like I think people do agree generally that Krispy Kreme is the superior donut brand. But again, I don't know. Not really me. Lens is powerful for summons. I do agree. I do agree with that too. Anachronistic means associated with the wrong time period. Ah, okay. So, what's it called? Like going back in time with an AK-47. Got it. Understood. Ever heard of the Society for Creative Anachronisms? This sounds like the creative writing prompts Reddit, basically. Of just people making fun stories about what if we took a dinosaur and put it in space. More or less, right? Anachronistic laser beams. You have heard about the Society of Creative Anachronisms? Not shocking. Makes sense. Black Magic, if we see it, we'll definitely take Lens here. As long as there's a good time to take it. It's basically an organized Ren Fair group. Oh, so it's like LARPing. It's not literally like LARPing, but it's like a Ren Fair, but for people. It's a Ren Fair, but with anything goes, basically. Is what it sounds like. I'm right? Hell yeah, I'm right. They talk like they, or I mean, like they probably talk like they talked in the past a little bit at the sci-fi Ren Fair. It does. I'm not a big Ren Fair person. I have been to a couple just because I am, you know, gotta have my nerd cred. But like, I'm not a big Ren Fair person. I like going to them, but I don't get that much out of it. For me, going to like a Ren Fair is just like something fun to do with my friends. I'm not going there to be at a Ren Fair. I'm going there to hang out with my friends, basically. Lilith Backgun is insanely strong. I don't know about insanely strong. It's definitely very good because of Lilith's base synergies with summons. But it's one of those little inconsistent in the early game type deals. So that's something to keep in mind there. I think we'll take Ethereal. I've been told, I gotta try Gunglyph Backgun because I've been told this is actually pretty cool. Which makes sense when you think about it, right? Take this. And I think we double up on the summon bullet damage here for the Backgun as well. Let's go. That all looks pretty good to me. So I was talking before about tier lists for this game. And what I want to do for tier lists for this game, two things. I talked about it in today's video, actually. So if you haven't watched today's video, it's going to be a little boring because I rant about it a lot. But I want to do 2 tier lists for 20 minutes till dawn. I want to do 1 tier list of the perk trees. Not the individual perks, but just the perk trees in general, because I prefer talking about the perks as their entire trees, because it's an important part about evaluating the perks is the perks that they unlock as well. So I feel like it just makes more sense to rank them all together rather than individually. But, you know, debatable, I suppose, right? The second tier list I want to do is a character gun tier list, more specifically, each combination of character and gun. So, like, for example, for Shauna, we would do a ranking for Shauna with pistol, Shauna with shotgun, Shauna with crossbow, so on and so forth ad nauseum, and do that for each of the characters. So it'd be a pretty big tier list, right? Because it's going to be each, not iteration, what's the word I'm looking for? Each configuration of the possible characters and guns on the tier list. It'd be a pretty big tier list. But I think it's a better way to talk about it than just talking about each. Because you can say, like, Shauna is across the board okay with the guns. 49 bears. It would be a pretty long video, I imagine. But I think it's more interesting than just like ranking the characters holistically. But you could also debate, right? I mean, you can just rank them and be like, you know, Shauna is good because she's good with any gun, right? And we'll put her at like the B or A tier, right? And then like Diamond is specifically good with like gun damage builds, so things like, you know, revolver, shotgun, crossbow, and grenade launcher. Not as good with flame cannon, dual SMG, backgun, right? That's how you do it. That tier list sounds exhaustive. We could split it in half, right? We can be like, you know, down here or down here, right? Split it in half. I don't know. I made like a 6-hour-long video with Voyix about the tier listing every single card in Monster Train, though, so I don't mind. It could be fun. People have the attention span of a fish. Well, they can, you know, come, you know, as long as they click the video, right? They don't have to watch the whole thing. But also, you know, fair point. Anachronistic laser beams. You bought Monster Train because you've been watching the videos of me playing it. That's very cool to hear. Anachronistic laser beams, have you been watching? Did you specifically start watching me because of the 20 minutes till dawn content? Because that's interesting to hear about. If that's why, that's honestly pretty cool, I think, to hear about. Because I have noticed a lot of people who started watching me play 20 minutes till dawn transition to watching me play Monster Train, which is pretty cool. I feel like, anyway. I don't know. You bought Gordian Quest because of me? Yo, it's a sick game. I love it. I love it so much. I could have 10 people watching me play Gordian Quest. Like max. And I would still upload that entire series. Because I've been having so much fun with it. Like, I don't care. I'm gonna play it anyway, so I might as well record it, basically. Ah. Gotcha. Laser beams. I see. You love that game too? It's crazy. It's really funny. One of my Twitch mods and also good friends, Mary, I had talked about playing the game before, and he's pretty lukewarm on the game, but I think that's because he played it about when it came out in early access the first time, and I love the game. I think it's amazing, and I think I'm interested to hear if anyone here has played Gordian Quest when it first came out. I want to know what the game was like when it first came out, basically, because I imagine there's been a lot of improvements. Because my friend Mary, I trust his opinion. He's a smart man. If he says a game is good or bad, I believe him. And he was like, I don't know about Gordian Quest. I'm not the biggest fan of it. But I love the game. So I think so much has changed since then. Yeah, I imagine a lot has changed. So I bet he played it early on, and I bet the game is much better now than when he played it. So I've been trying to convince him maybe to get back into it. And I'm curious to hear if anyone does have that info about, you know, the game changing a lot since it came out. A Black Magic, don't, you know, listen. You do not have to watch Monster Train. You should watch whatever you want to watch and what you have time for. Do not worry. Ice cream, that's kind of interesting. TikTok style shorts are just one combination at a time. My only problem there is that I don't think people care about, like, I think if people want to see a tier list, here's what I do. Here's what I'll say. When I watch a tier list video, it's usually because I want to see if the person making the tier list agrees with my current pre-existing opinions. So I usually just fast forward to the end and see what their tier list is, and see what I agree with and what I disagree with, and then go to the spots in the video and watch those specific things, specifically the ones I disagree with, to see why their opinion differs from mine. That's what I usually do. So I think it's important for a tier list video to have all of the content in it so people can do that. So they can go to the end, see what the opinions are, and then work their way back and see why I have a different opinion than they do. Right? So it's a cool idea, Ice Cream, but I don't think TikTok style videos work for like a tier list content. But I you know, listen, I don't know jack shit about YouTube Shorts or TikTok content, so I could definitely be in the wrong there. Maybe people love like little excerpts of tier lists in that short, like maybe if it's like a controversial one, like, oh, here's me putting like Scarlet Flame Cannon in the F tier, and then, as you know, it causes outrage. But I don't want to do that. That doesn't sound fun. That just sounds like people being intentionally bad. Like that's the I hate Elden Ring and here's why, and then 2 weeks later I was wrong about Elden Ring video style, and I don't respect that very much. Not a big fan. I mean, Social Mechanic, I will say, listen, Shiny Shoe could have left the game in a better state of balance, but in the grand scheme of things, it's pretty good. Like, it's pretty solid, I think. Not all strategies are created equal in that game. Cough, cough, frostbite. But, like, it's not terrible. Inflame? Okay. Inflame, listen, Inflame is not a good card. Tethys is horrible. Tethys is the biggest atrocity of Monster Train. Consumer of Crowns, sure, but you don't see Consumer of Crowns that often. And even in Flame, you can see 2 other cards instead. Tethys is the biggest atrocity of Monster Train, I think. And it's so bad that Dusk even put it in his bottom 10 cards in Monster Train tier list. And that is a card that you see, you know, 1 of every 12 runs, which doesn't seem that bad, but you're forced to see it the first turn of every single one of those runs, right? It's rough. So, I don't know. There's definitely, you know, better balance that could happen in Monster Train. But, also, first off, Crypt of the Necrodancer, highest ratio of game being good to me being bad at it. Crypt of the Necrodancer, fantastic game. I suck so bad at Crypt of the Necrodancer. But that is cool to hear that it got a update 5 years after nothing. That is pretty cool. It's always fun to hear about games like that. Have I considered playing Dusk's unofficial balance patch? You know what? Now, spoilers again. Quick spoiler for the current series. Now that the streak is over, that's actually a pretty good idea, I think, to do maybe a little bit of unofficial balance patch stuff. Interesting. Oh, yo, Black Magic, you just missed me do a Flame Cannon run, though. Flame Cannon is tricky. I don't, listen, I'm not trying to like, you know, straw man here, but there are some people who are like, you're fucking dog shit if you can't win with a grenade launcher. I'm not about that. The grenade launcher is tricky. It can be very strong with people who are out there that are like, you're an idiot if you can't win with a grenade launcher. Those people are internet terrorists, and you shouldn't listen to them. And the same logic with the flame cannon. Flame cannon is not as simple. It's not an easy weapon to figure it out. So I don't blame you for not being able to defeat the game on Darkness 15. The revolver is a more straightforward weapon and is middle of the road, right? It is a balanced weapon, I would say. I mean, what I'll say first off is, I no shade if you can't get the Darkness 15. It's not that big of a deal. I think I made that shotgun diamond video for a reason. I felt like that build was so good and also simple that most people could use it, because that's what I did. I just used the shotgun diamond build literally to win streak from 1 to 15. It's a pretty good build. It's strong, it's simple. But if you're a person who still can't beat the game on Darkness 15 with it, there's just no shade. It's fine. It's not a big deal. No, there's no, you know, gamers are toxic. Get good stuff is just not good. I don't know. I don't know. Well, everyone's saying things. Hold on. Everyone is typing. Divinity nullifies stuff that worked before. That is true. It's a weird one, right? Because it's not super spoilery. It's not that much inside baseball, but talking to Dusk about it, because Dusk has helped out with some of like the balance stuff for the game before. Like he's like, I think he has specifically been on the playtest team for Monster Train, right? The Monster Train, the Shiny Shoe devs, most of them don't balance the game for the highest difficulty. They balance it more so at the low to mid difficulty ranges. That's what they care more about as far as balance. So I can understand some stuff getting away from them if people aren't playing at the highest difficulty. Like, for example, right? Here's a great example. There's a person who I've been watching play Monster Train lately. And they're working their way up the Ascensions. And they didn't realize this, but like they didn't realize how important it was to play on top floor most of the time, right? Like 90% of the time they were playing like 2 or 3 floors and starting on the bottom floor and just putting units on all of the floors, right? And I think we can all more or less agree that at most of the time, outside of doing something like a hot shark on multiple floors, outside of those situations in Monster Train, like I want to say 90 to 95% of the time, you're probably playing one single floor of units on the top floor, almost every single time. Or at least that's how I'm playing it, and maybe I'm the wrong one, right? But I think most people will agree that that is like the meta, is playing top floor, because it gives you more time to set up for the relentless combats and things of that, and just the combats in general. Right? So the top floor sweep mechanic is very oppressive to things like Tethys, right? And just a lot like morsel builds in general. Top floor sweep is very oppressive. But if you're playing at the middle to low difficulties and you're not being required to play on the top floor all the time, that's not a very intuitive balance change for you, right? You might not realize how oppressive top floor sweep is to a lot of builds in the game if you never play top floor, right? So I understand where the Shiny Shoe team comes from in regards to like that design stuff. But it is a shame that it'll probably never get like changed, if that makes sense, right? It would be social mechanic. That is an interesting concept, right? If you were able to, outside of the combats, be able to like mark your units for priority, right? Being like, okay, turn 1 I want to see Horned Warrior, turn 2 I want to see Hot Shark, turn 3 I want to see Incant Totem, right? Or something like that, right? If you could actually denote the order in which your priority unit showed up, that would be, I don't know if I like that, actually. It would be huge in regards to balance, but I don't know if that's actually a good balance change, because it does just throws everything kind of out of whack of the current meta of the game. And that's uncomfortable for me, because I again, there's things that can be changed about it, but I do like the current state of it quite a bit. So I don't know. I'm Black Magic. You find the characters of 20 Minutes of Dawn pretty much balanced, the weapons not so much. I would put an asterisk over that, but agree with you. I would say that some of the characters in the game are, and by some of them I mean Scarlet, some of the characters in the game are very reliant on getting the correct character-specific perks early in the game, right? If you're Scarlet and you see the increased fire rate on Ignition's perk at the end, the game is very tough. It's hard for Scarlet if you are, if you're not able to get that perk early, right? The less of the other characters, not so much. Diamond to a lesser extent, because the Pierce perk that she has, like the below half health knockback and Pierce perk, not that important of a perk, so you're much better off getting the other two. Shauna is just like RNG the character. So but here's the thing, the anachronistic laser beams. Here's the thing. If I can also, do you have something I prefer to call you? Can I call you laser beams? Because anachronistic laser beams is a little bit of a mouthful, if you don't mind. But between the characters, right? Scarlet is the most dependent on that one perk showing up early, because you can have serious issues if you don't get it. Which is not great, I guess. But when Scarlet gets that perk first, she has some of the like highest. She probably, again, this is me speculating, she probably has the potential for some of the highest kill counts in the game, because getting that perk soon is so huge for her. She just becomes a murder machine once she gets it, right? So asterisk over the cast being balanced, because it's not like there's some RNG involved there. Halo for Shauna is so bad you hate to take it. Quick learn, and then again, like here's the thing, right? Too, getting quick learner at the end of the game sucks, because you're already at the end of the game. Oh, I'm glad I get 40% more experience for the last 3 minutes of my game now. Hooray! When the game is pretty much already won. Not fun, right? And then the triple up perks, right? Very RNG dependent, because what if you get no good perks when you have the triple up? I would prefer the triple up being like a thing you can use. Like, let's say for example, you're Shauna, right? You get specialize is what it's called, right? Specialize. You get specialize, you level up, you see your perks. I would like a little checkbox. You go, check this please, and now the perk I take will be tripled. I want to be able to store specialize and use it when ideal, rather than being forced to use it the next time I pick something up. Ideally. But what, again, you know, ifs and buts, right? What are you gonna do? Alright, I've been ranting for a bit. Let me go back into the chat here. Everyone agreeing with me that internet terrorists suck. Hell yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, the grenade launcher, I mean, it's not the damage that increases. I thought it was the bullet size that increased the explosions. I don't know. I could be wrong. Oh, we're talking about Scarlet again, I think. Feels so weak without runes on endless difficulty. A fun fact. Here's a pro tip, by the way. Laser beams. If you didn't, we're just gonna do this real quick. If you didn't see me do this before, there's a little bit. I wouldn't say it's a glitch, but endless mode plays on whatever difficulty you have it set for. So if you just for fun, if you want a really easy endless mode, you can crank this down. So let's say, for example, right? Darkness 9 reduces your upgrade choices by 1, right? So in normal endless, right? Here we'll do a little testing, right? We'll go in here with Abby with the shock. We're not playing for serious here. We're just getting one level up to show you the difference. This is some MLG pro strats here. Need to level up first. Hold on. This will all make sense soon. Don't worry. Let me try to read more of the chat while I'm doing this, because I don't really need to pay attention too much here. Okay, so you can see, right, as the difficulty would indicate, 4 upgrades. We don't actually care what we get, whatever. Now, hey, we beat Voix, by the way. Poggers. Now, we go and we do the same thing, right? We go to standard mode and we go down difficulty 0. We play this, and this is gonna blow your damn mind. I did this at the start of the endless video I made for the YouTube. Hold on. Please hold. We need to level up first. Please hold. One moment, please. Okay. Look at that. Boom, 5 perks. We're playing in endless on darkness 0, I think. I assume. Considering we can see 5 perks here. Right? That's just a funny little thing. Anyway, back to me reading the chat that I had to catch up with here. Ice Cream, yep, talking about having to play on multiple floors. You used to play on 2 floors at lower difficulties, but then went to 1 floor because eventually 2 floors stopped working. Exactly, right? Yeah, and I think someone said it before too. In theory, you can pretty much play any character with a shotgun and win, because the shotgun by itself is a strong enough weapon to win the game. You can. It's tricky because some of the characters don't do well with the shotgun necessarily, but it's still pretty good. There's people out there who say, like, you know, listen, I'm gonna try it eventually, but people say that shotgun with spark is the best weapon for spark, I guess, right? So I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, let me catch up with the chat as well. This is laser beams saying I can call them laser beams. Shadow Clone Hino with lens. Yeah, pretty funny. Oh, yep, laser beams. Many people have told me about the triple up on Cicade. I did try to get it to work on a video, and it was a nightmare. Because I made 2 different run attempts. Neither run, I managed to hit it. Which was very unfortunate. So, yeah. 40% is a lot. I don't know what this is in reference to, Ice Cream. I forget what we're talking about. 40% is a lot, but you need it at the start. Oh, maybe we're talking about the quick learner thing, probably, right? Yeah. Yeah. 40% is a lot of experience, but you need it at the start of the run. Exactly. Yeah, the darkness selection for Endless is pretty janked, but that is how it works. Social mechanic, I do like that. I did, and I respect you for sticking to your guns, but I am of the opinion that four unique perks is better than 5, because by process of elimination, if you have 4 perks and you get to see 2 of them, you will get to see every single perk guaranteed throughout the run. That's just my personal opinion, but either way, I like your system more than the current system for picking perks. So I think it would be an improvement still. If the ladder is the same, they need to fix that. I think the ladder is the same, but I'm not sure. Yeah, Spark is also a good backgun user. Spark is just good, but like a lot of characters, in my opinion, Spark does struggle against the reindeer. The reindeer is a pretty tough fight, no matter what gun you're using. So yeah, let's do the backgun run now. I think my runes are still all the same here, right? I didn't change them. Okay, good. Let's hop in. I mean, also, for being honest, right? In the current state of the game, there's no point in leaderboards because it is very not. I don't want to say very easy, but it is somewhat easy to set up more or less infinite unkillable runs, right? Which is not healthy for a game that has leaderboards, right? Being the high score on like a leaderboard game like this should not be determined by who can keep their PC running the longest without having a power outage, right? I think we all more or less agree with that. Also, Spark blowing up people's computers is an issue as well, I think. That's fair. Yeah, exactly. It's not even a test of patience, it's a test of just who can keep their computer running the longest, because it's very easy and possible to set up basically unkillable runs. There's not even patience, you can just leave the game running and do something else. It's just a matter of who has a backup power source in case their power goes out so their computer stays running. That's the most important factor. You hope we get double spirits as the first upgrade. I'm more of a fan of just the one that gives you summoning stat upgrades. The 35% damage and fire rate upgrade first. But I could definitely be wrong about that. I don't know. The weird thing about Lilith is that it seems kind of hard to tell how good she is, right? With a character like Hina, I can visually see, oh, I'm Hina, this character lets me dodge is good, right? But for Lilith, it's all pretty vague. I see little ghosties flying around like maniacs, but I'm not following them, so I don't know what they're doing really, right? Kind of the problem there. So yeah. It's a little more ambiguous is the wrong word, I feel like, but it's just hard to tell how good Lilith is of a character. Double shot is pretty good here, but so is frostbite. I think we just want. I mean, these both give us more damage, right? We'll take double shot. They're both good. There are a lot of things that will result in the game lagging out. That's true. There are some problems. You do also need to make sure you're also like unkillable because of the boss, the reindeer and the Shogath will the box will close in on you. So if you don't have like some stalwart shield shenanigans to keep you alive for that, it does cause problems for sure. That's more just funny than anything, I feel like. Okay, we're falling behind here on damage. We are not killing these mobs. I think we need like Pyro Mage here would be really useful. Because it would help the gun glyph do more damage too. Because gun glyph is purely just for on hit effects basically. Yeah, the box does crazy shit and it also kind of like follows you around. It's insane, I know. It's also just kind of weird. And then if you're not picking up the experience, the game lags to absurd degrees. It's weird. It's a little nuts. Now we'll take frostbite so we can do some more damage here, I think. Cthulhu is coming in here. Okay, dragon is hatched. That's good news. Yeah, I just realized we didn't get any dragon perks besides just the dragon egg. Huh? That kind of sucks. Okay, dragon is doing good work for us here, though, I think. Okay. Cthulhu, please go away. He's got to be low, right? You think? Probably, maybe. Fanfire here is good for getting Fusillade. Also just good for putting out more bats. Okay, we're getting dangerously close to reindeer levels here. Okay, he's down. I repeat, Cthulhu is dead. Let's just circle around here a bit. Try to sneak through there. We can get to the box. What do we got? Gain. This is maybe the worst Lilith ability. But whatever, we'll take it. Let me catch up with chat here too for a second. Hold on. Even if you have like auto clickers and stuff to move past taking upgrades, it's hard to go past like 4 hours AFK because the game will often just implode. It just starts inverting and going into random coordinates. Okay. That is also fair. That is fair that it's on the beta branch for a reason. I think. So here's my proposal. I understand that the endless mode needs to avoid breakfasting. If you're not familiar with breakfasting, it's a term from Isaac, the Binding of Isaac more specifically. The term from the Binding of Isaac. We'll take light weapon in here too. And what it means is, in Isaac, there's ways to get infinite items, but you know, there's not infinite items in the game of the Binding of Isaac, right? So you need to do something when the game spawns an item, but there's no items to spawn. So it picks the item breakfast, which is an item that exists in the game. It makes more copies of it, and it's a pretty generic item. In Isaac, it just gives you like an HP increase, right? So this game needs a breakfasting solution. Oh, fuck you, by the way, reindeer. Whoop. It needs a breakfasting solution because in endless mode, eventually you would just get all the perks, and then what do? Right? Or do you breakfast? Breakfasting is kind of frick me. It's kind of lame. No one wants to breakfast, right? Because you know you want to keep taking items. Also, thank you, Sharpen. Very cool. You feel like Splinter is always the highest priority on any backgun run? I mean, if we... Oh, man, this is actually close. Pyromage and Sharpen are both pretty good here. Maybe controversial. I think I want Pyromage so I can start spreading burns. I think that's going to be pretty important because it'll also make the Gunglyph shots a lot better, too. I think we're starting to get there now. Also free, by the way. What? Oh, come on. What a snipe. Okay, shit. Yeah. So there's two things you can do, right? Is getting multiple copies of the same upgrade not good enough? Well, Bob, I think multiple copies of the same upgrade is a bad solution. Because of what happens in the current iteration of the game. Being able to get multiple copies of the same upgrade lets you do things like Stalwart Shield, where you are permanently invincible. It lets you do things like glare builds, where you're killing the enemies basically off screen before they can even approach you, because you get enough copies of Saccade and Magic Eye, where you're freezing enemies so far away that they will never be able to approach you, and you'll just kill them from off screen, basically, right? It's not a good solution because the endless mode shouldn't actually be literally endless, right? The jokes about it being a test of patience over a test of skill, they're true, like more or less, right? That you don't. I mean, you don't. I don't want that. Maybe people do want that. I don't know, but I would rather endless mode actually be a fun and engaging game mode where you play until the game kills you. But you know, I don't know, right? You would have gone Sharpen there. I think they're both good, right? Sharpen increases the overall damage of your shots. So does Pyromage, and Pyromage adds more damage to your back gun shots. I don't know what is better there. It's debatable, I think. You think that's also laser beams? That's also, I feel like, a bad solution, right? Just being like, oh, by the way, some of the perks just don't show up in endless mode. Also, kind of a lame solution, right? My solution, personally, a little bit of a mix. little bit of level cap, but also some cool stuff too. Here's my ideal solution for endless mode. There is a level cap. Once you get every perk, you don't loop around. But getting every single perk in the game will cause we'll just call them god perks for now. I don't know. We'll call them god perks, and they're basically perks that only show up once you have all of the other perks in the game. And they can be really cool and powerful. I don't know. Whatever you want to do. As far as the actual design, I haven't gotten that far yet. But I think it would be a cool thing where it's like in endless mode, if you can manage to get every single perk, you start unlocking some cool secret perks basically that can only show up in the endless mode. Second gun, kind of funny, kind of cool. Pretty interesting. Yeah, maybe I don't want to say like a Grim Reaper effect like Vampire Survivors has. I don't know. Because here's the issue. Rodri. Sorry. Here's the issue, Rodri. Also, Black Magic. Thanks for swinging by. Glad to see you. Hopefully, I'll see you again. Peace out. Here's the issue with that, right? It doesn't matter how many bosses you spawn. In the current iteration of the game, that doesn't stop you. Because with Glare and Magic Eye and Stalwart Shield, let's say the bosses even have infinite health. Let's say the bosses can't be killed and they just flood the screen. What will end up happening is your Stalwart Shield will keep you alive still because you basically become invincible if you have multiple copies of it. So they will, with their infinite health, they will swarm the screen and just surround you and still kill you, right? But you're invincible, so it's just gonna crash your game because it's gonna put too many enemies on the screen. is what will happen there, right? It doesn't even like it does end the run, I guess, but not correctly either. But yeah, also level and high. I don't know what my quote unquote god perks would be, right? But I feel like first off, I feel like it's a cool design idea. You've died with 2 Stalwart Shields by running into the boss arena. I have not done that yet. I in the last stream I did take a damage while having multiple Stalwart Shields. I did do that, but I have not been able to do that since. I've tried to hurt myself in this game since doing that. I have been unsuccessful. So I don't know. Maybe you can't get capstone skills more than once. It doesn't fix it, again. That kind of fixes things, but not really, because then you still have frostbite. You still have frostbite that you can take infinite times, and then you just go, glare a billion times and magic eye, and enemies get frozen from off screen and killed instantly. So I don't know. Nova Drift seems very everyone has told me about Nova Drift. I really should play it. My problem with Nova Drift is that I think it's a little bit past its prime as far as like content. I don't think many people are out there looking for Nova Drift videos anymore. Or if they are, there's people who are pretty much established content creators for it. And I don't think it would be worthwhile to try to, get them to switch over to watching me, if that makes sense. Which, it's a little cynical, but that's kind of the name of the game, more or less. I should play it, though, just on my own, though, to try it, because people have made a lot of references to that game in regards to 20 Minutes Till Dawn. Yeah, I want to play it for my own enjoyment, because people have recommended it to me quite a bit. You can just make the percentages multiplicative rather than additive. You are correct, social mechanic. You can make it so that way the bosses don't get one shot. That's true. You can make it so they never get literally one shot. But you can make it so they get 2 shot pretty easily. That's more or less impossible to do. You can't stop that. Because also, I should mention, social mechanic, in its current iteration, I'm pretty sure the frostbite is multiplicative. It's not additive. But it's still really easy to just murder fools off screen with glare. Because glare increases your vision range. Well, they all do, right? All of the glare abilities increase your vision range. And then magic sight causes your on hit effects to trigger on glare as well, right? So it might not be a literal one shot, but you will see, because like that's the thing too. You're freezing them. You're gonna be CCing them off screen, freezing them, and then they die in 2 hits now instead of 1. Right? It doesn't help. What's funny too is also because the frostbite again. Laserbeam said this before, but frostbite just in and of itself is a problematic design because it's percent health based in a game like this. Yeah, you can exactly. You can see that because the magic sight is dealing freezes and the freezes are dealing the frostbite damage. No matter how much health you give enemies, you can give them infinite health. But you can't give them literal infinite because it doesn't exist, right? It's an imaginary number. So you can give them 8 trillion health. Frostbite doesn't care. Frostbite will do 4 trillion damage in 2 ticks. So it doesn't matter. Anyway, let's run this back again here because I do want to win the back gun run. Ooh, my friend Kunio is playing 20 minutes till dawn. Perfect. Love to see it. Ooh, we're talking before about content. I'm not by any means making promises, but I've been playing a lot of Risk of Rain 2 lately. Just on my own time, just for fun. That game is good. Maybe I'll try to sneak in some content every once in a while because of how good the game is. I've been enjoying it. Was weird as I knew the game was good on launch. I played it a lot on launch. But the game is so good. Can you imagine? Because the game is like, I feel like visually it's pretty cool, but it's not super impressive. Like I feel like you could have gotten maybe like a GameCube to run Risk of Rain 2, right? As far as how complex the game is visually and like graphically and all that sort of stuff. Can you imagine if in 2004 Risk of Rain 2 came out on the GameCube, PlayStation 2, and Xbox? Can you imagine how like fucking crazy the world would have gone for that game if it came out then instead? As far as like how complex the game actually ends up being as far as like gameplay and stuff. I feel like it would be insane. I don't know. Level, and also you're right. That issue is more of a problem with Frostbite and less of a problem of being able to take perks multiple times. So I don't know. Maybe you can fix Frostbite. Maybe you can have it be a flat amount of damage rather than percent based, and that'll fix the issue of multiple copies for it. And then you can also fix Stalwart Shield too, right? And make it so that way multiple copies of it don't make you invincible. But I don't know. I think maybe there's better solutions for endless mode. It's interesting, right? We're doing a lot of armchair game development right now for sure. So it's important to note that as well. That it's easier here to sit here. It's easy to sit here and say what the game should be. It's much harder to actually make a game and do that stuff. So I don't know. We want magic lens here. I think we should take the magic lens. We skipped the knife before, which is sad. But I think the magic lens damage boost here is going to be pretty significant, hopefully. Still done through right there. Ah, it's only going from like 9 to 12, actually. It's not that big of a deal. How do we already have... Wait a second. This is wrong. Hold on a moment. Why is focal point here? Why is focal point here? Yeah, social mechanic. Wait, exactly. Wait. This shouldn't be here because we don't have igniting lens or refraction. Excuse me. I would like to say that my conspiracy theory, I think this makes me just actually wrong, because now a capsule perk has shown up before getting either of the other ones. Take focal point. I have to. Do I have to? I don't like it here. I would much rather take double shot though. Yeah, I've been very conspiracy theoried here. I'm so actually wrong now about my conspiracy theory that it's come around the other side. This used to happen with Fusillade. I've never had this happen with Fusillade before. That's wild. Dijon, hello. Dijon, if I'm saying that correctly, you were here last stream, I'm pretty sure, right? Hello, welcome back. Or I'm just dumb and I've never seen you before, but hello. By stacking magic lens with summon bonus, you manage to deal more than the integer limit in damage and create nearly invincible enemies. That made for an alright final boss before the game crashed. How are you able to make this is the first stream? Okay, I'm mixing you up with someone else then. I'm sorry, but hello, hi. How are you able to make invincible enemies with the focal point? I know about, you know, ghost friend focal point shenanigans or magicless shenanigans. How did you make enemies stronger with it? That's impressive. Experiment with the glitch. Okay. If we lose this, it's not my fault though. Let that be on record here. If we lose this, it's because I took focal point here instead of double shot, which shouldn't exist. They're doing like 25 damage. It's pretty good damage off these bats. Be so particular about where it actually goes through as well. Okay, so first off, let me just say, no, I am not a programmer. I don't know about number storage with programming. Are you telling me that you did so much damage that your number got bigger than the game can handle and instead gave enemies health? Kinda. That's what you're telling me right now. Is that you made a ghost shot so big that it dealt so much damage, the number was too big for the game, and instead gave the enemies health. That's pretty cool. I knew you could do that with Ghost Shot, but I didn't know you could pass it over that many times that it got so big. Oh, not a Ghost Shot, a regular grenade? Oh, so this is an endless mode then. Yeah, duh, you said an endless mode, sorry. So you just take multiple copies of the lens, shoot a grenade through it, and the grenade supercharges an enemy. That's so cool. That's so fucked up, but that's also so cool. We're taking egg here first over the weaponry here. I mean, I think it's pretty easy choice. The sooner you get egg, the better. That's fucked up. Oh, that's a good point too. Yeah, mechanic. What happened with the the grenade size? Oh, you know what? Actually, bullet size has a hard cap. I'm pretty sure. Mechanic. You can see it with the ghost friend shots, right? The damage keeps increasing, but the shot stays the same size. There is a size cap, I think, on them. Oh, it did just make it infinitely big too? Okay, never mind, I'm wrong. Also, my shield. My queen. I mean, mechanic. What did you want to have happen necessarily? Did you want it to like? Because no matter how much damage the grenade does, it still only does 1 damage to the character. It's not like the grenade would also. Wait, does the grenade heal you? Wait a second. Actually, that's a good point. If the grenade is so hard it goes into the negatives, does it also supercharge you as a character if you don't have the holy shield? Never mind. Now what happens? Now I gotta know. I imagine the way that damage works in this game is that it wouldn't actually heal you, but there's no way to know. You think it would still cap, but still be enough to fill half the screen. Now, This is. I imagine Dejan. By the time you set this up, you already have like basically a stalwart shield, like Infinite 2 more or less, where it was like you took damage, the shield infinitely came back, so you basically couldn't take damage. I assume, right? It just deals 5 damage to you. Okay. It would be pretty funny if it also gave you like infinite HP though. Like it also, yeah, but I figured the way the damage is coded is that if hit, deal damage, more or less, right? Again, I'm not a coder, but that's how I imagine it works. Also, this man's so fast. What the hell happened? When did he get so fast? We got Dragon Egg pretty late, so it's gonna be a while before it starts popping off here, but maybe we can get it sometime soon. We'll see. Okay. Okay, we're getting once again pretty close to the dog danger zone here. But I would like to get this man killed sometime soon. If we could help it. He's got his boys though with him. Let's just try to get some more just damaging shots in here. Whoop. You just wanted the one-shot bosses, and then you realize you defeated yourself. Well, I mean, here's the thing: you could just not shoot through the lens and just kill them slowly over time. You only gave them like 2 billion extra health, right? How long would that take normally to kill? Not a big deal. Just there's the drop, by the way. Okay, dragon's alive. That's good news. Let's try to get to the chest before the reindeer comes in and says no chest for you. Cool. Okay. Every time, necrophile. Damn. The movement speed buff, though, is actually pretty good for the dogfight, I will say. Train Dragon's okay, but I think I just want rapid fire. Just for more bats. Oh, there goes my shield. As long as we're shooting the bats through the magic lens, we're clearing the field enough to have pretty much freedom of movement. So I'm not too worried about the reindeer right now. Ooh. Getting a little spicy though. Yeah, I think this is GG. I think we win this here from this point on. I think we're past the point of danger. There we go. Okay, now I'm a little bit worried though, because now there's more enemies on screen, and we're struggling to clear them out, so the reindeer still being alive is a bit of an issue. Oh, Ghost Friend? Easy Ghost Friend here. He's gotta be dead soon here, right? You think? He's living for a long time. Sneak on through there. He won't die, though. It's kind of impressive. Let's pick up some experience up here. Maybe we can get a level up. Come on, Backbone. You can do it. Kill him. We got him. Ladies and gentlemen. Train Dragon's okay, and so is all of these actually, but I think I want rubber bullets here for more spreading of statuses. Tomb of Speed, Tomb of Elasticity, Tomb of Summoning. Easy summoning. The reload hit's gonna be pretty tough. I think we'll be okay. And if we can get energized bullets in here too, with the amount of well, actually, I don't know if we can go. I think we can go infinite though with ethereal. We'll see. I think we got it. Dejana, you didn't say if I was saying your name correctly, by the way. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing it. I'm saying it like the mustard, which is not, I don't think, 100% accurate, because it's not spelled like the mustard. Oh, easy frostbite. Fanfire also pretty good here, but let's get that frostbite for that big damage, huh? But I don't know if I asked how your day's been. How you doing? How is it going? All great choices. All of these, honestly. But give me that ghost friend. How can you say no to the ghost friend, right? We can start doing the big ghost friend shots now. For now, I'm legit 0 for 3 today. Dayon, sorry. Sorry about that. You are the third person today to have a name with J in it. The first person I pronounced like a J, and it was a Y. The second person, I said Y, it was J. And then you, I made more of a J noise, like a G. But also still 0 for 3. Which is unfortunate. Is the weekend so excellent? That's good to hear. I'm doing pretty well. Oh, man. Okay, here I go. Here's my attempt. Say. I'm gonna say it's I'm doing like French or Spanish pronunciation. Say sir qui hack. How close am I to being correct there? Also, hello. Hello, mate. Oh, he's probably not even. They're probably not even French. It's probably British because of the mate, or even worse, Australian. Shit. This is terrible. This is 100% correct? Fuck yeah. Let's go, baby. Oh, Quebecois. Oh, bonjour. I don't know any actual it is Quebecois, right? It's like the French Canadian French. Or I don't even know what I'm talking about. Oh, I am correct? Sick. I don't know. Listen, I know that it's like a little bit different than French. Other than that, I'm a dummy. I don't know anything about it. Yo, laser beams, you're a genius. Take refraction. Unlock even tinier focal point. Genius play here for sure. Absolutely brilliant play. Ah, I'm being killed. Hold on. I'm being swarmed. I know how to say a teeny bit in French. Well, that's because I took like 6 years of French classes growing up and never learned shit from them. Because I don't want to say it's the American school system that's bad. I just didn't pick it up. If I'm being honest with you. It's my bad. Quebecois, not quas. Quebecois, like you said. Hell yeah. I'm basically French Canadian when you really think about it. Dayan is a name from Serbia or something like that. Also, Bjorn. That's probably pretty close, right? Bjorn, like Bjork, but a little bit different. Bjorn, Anker, Person. That's probably pretty close. Like you said, the French language is the worst for you. I wouldn't say it's the worst. I'm better at French than I am at German, I would say. And I have been told once before that I had a very natural French accent when speaking French. But that person might have been gassing me up, though. That could be a complete and total lie for all I know. Bjorn was from Sweden. More like a Nordic name? Yeah. Well, Bjork is from Iceland, so my guess would be Bjorn is also from Iceland. But like you said, maybe it's more of like a Nordic thing. I don't know. Also, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Bjork is from Sweden, and I'm just a dummy. That's also 100% possible. There's just no way to know. Here, let me hit you with a little bit of French, and you can tell me how good or bad my accent is. Was it? It was not Austin Schultz. Actually, it was not Austin. Told me I had a natural French accent. It was just someone watching the stream one time. Again, probably just trying to gas me up. Let's take Power Shot because I want to get Splinter in here. You're from Europe. You got it easier. Ah. But where's Bjork from? Is Bjork from Europe? The O is mispronounced, but otherwise pretty good. Okay, so hit me with the what was it, frenetic? Hit me with the frenetic. I don't know anymore. I'm actually losing my mind. Hit me with the frenetic the frenetic pronunciation on it. Hit me with the O. Is it Bjorn? Maybe Bjorn. Bjorn. How I want to improve. I want to improve my accents. You're pretty good in English, but your accent is hilarious. Are we talking like XQC levels of accent? How ridiculous are we talking here? Johnny, me boy, hello. How's it going? How are you doing? I'm actually really stuck on this decision here. Oh, and also from my pronunciation here. So my very natural French-sounding accent here. Oh, speaking of potatoes, je voudrais une pomme de terre, s'il vous plaît. Pretty convincing French accent, right? Is what I've been told. Like, tu es un pamplemousse. All I'm trying to say out here. You know, you're a grapefruit. I would like a potato, please. Pretty good, thank you. 6 years of French classes. That's what it got me. I can ask for a potato and for a grapefruit. So it's like, oh, so you're saying like a beyond. Hold on, I need to get closer to my monitor. So here's my problem. Here's my problem here. My mouth is having trouble making an noise and leading it into an R here. Bjarn. Is that pretty close? Bjarn. That's not half bad, actually. Exactly. Everyone keeps saying. Everyone's either you guys are gassing me up here too, or I have an actually good French accent. There's just no way to know because you guys can't be trusted. I'm sorry to say. I cannot trust you. Trust nobody, not even your Twitch chat or YouTube chat. Sorry. Oopsie. Continue my videos. You like them? I'm glad to hear you like them. I was not planning on stopping anytime soon, but I am glad to hear that I have your vote of approval to continue making them. Oh, and Johnny, sorry. I'm doing well as well today. I'm having a pretty good day. Didn't have work, which is why I'm doing the stream. Jay chilling, having a good time. Not much else going on though. Also, that was pretty. I'm telling you, something about the noise leading to the R. My mouth doesn't like it. It's really hard to do. But I'm glad it's close at least. Is there, and this is hard to identify because if you had asked me before this, I would have given you nothing because I've never thought of this. For all of you non-native English speakers out there, is there like an English, like a common English pronunciation that's hard? Like is there like a phrase that is like feels unnatural for you to pronounce when you try to speak English? I'm curious. It's obvious you're not French, but it's understandable. Hold on a second. What do you mean it's obvious I'm not French? Excuse me. Excusez-moi. Bon, monsieur. Je très français. Bonjour. Tu es. Okay, I'll stop now. Je très français, monsieur. TH. Oh, so like the. I mean, I know in French, H's are usually silent. Like a huh noise is pretty tough, I think, in general. But maybe not tough, just not used very often, right? Oh, I want to catch up with chat. Oh. Say Sir Key Hack. Thanks for swinging by. Have a good one. I did not have a holiday off for Canada Day. I just had a day off because, you know, I had a day off today. I don't know, just normal day. Je parle français un petit peu. I know what that means. I speak French a little bit. More or less. What isn't silent in French? The uh-huh. Not very silent, pretty loud. I think some people would say. I don't know. But TH is an interesting one. I didn't think of that. That's a tough one for some people. That's cool. That's interesting to hear. Also, damn, we killed coughing pretty quickly there, huh? Summon damage plus 20. Lilith summons an additional spirit. Hell yeah. I think we're in autopilot mode from here to the end, more or less. Io sono italiano. English is easy to learn by watching films in English voices and subtitles in your language. I assume that's why a lot of people like watching English streams if they don't speak English primarily, is to help practice and learn English. I would assume. I've had a lot of people come in here, I assume with that intention. So it's always pretty cool to talk to people about other languages because I suck at them. Language it's you know. I haven't in my French classes in high school. I always felt like I could read pretty well in other languages, but just listen, like trying to listen and understand was what I really had trouble with. Like trying to like hear someone say something and try to like, cause like my process was like basically hearing someone and then trying to like imagine what the words were written out, and then if I ever like missed a word in a sentence, the whole thing would be fucked. I would have no idea what they told me. But I imagine a lot of people do, you know, this is also a good way for them to practice other languages. Oh, the, though, that, etc. Yeah. Also, Wafker, I didn't even notice you slipped in. Wafker, hey, how's it going? How is it going with you today, Wafker? I guess we take Ignition Lens to see if we can get Focal Point to show up a second time. I don't know, we'll see. Mechanic, you're bouncing. Thanks for swinging by. It was great talking to you. I hope to see you in the future. And also you've been helping. I'm pretty sure I wasn't going crazy. You've been helping out a lot with the Gordian Quest questions that I've been having, so I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Yeah. How was my after morning? My after morning was pretty good today. Nothing too crazy. I'm trying to think. Didn't have anything very interesting happen. Just a good day overall. And I do hate to be the bearer of bad news, guys. I think this is gonna be my last run for the stream too. I think after this one we're gonna be packing it up. So if anyone has any Any last minute questions they want to ask? I mean, this stream has been more of an AMA more than anything else, which I'm perfectly fine with, because, you know, listen, there's a lot of people new to this stream because of the influx of people from 20 minutes till dawn. If you have any questions at all, please don't be afraid to ask. We're in autopilot mode here too, as well at this point. Also, I should clarify, don't ask me weird shit. Don't ask me, like, you know, where I live. You can ask me, like, you know, generic things like, you know, where in the States I live or whatever, I suppose, but don't ask me for, like, my address. Please. Damn, yeah, nice try, Wafter. I know you're tracking me down. I know you got the cork board up with the yarn and everything. Not gonna work today. Boiled again, exactly. I feel like whenever our magazine is emptying, when we run out of ammo, by the time we reload the gun, we've killed enough enemies to trigger ethereal. It's kind of funny. These are all kind of stinky. I guess just take aim is fine here. Maybe we can get some piercing in the mix. Latin languages are harder to learn if your main language is English. I imagine vice versa too. You speak 4 languages, none of it learned from school. School makes a very bad job. I mean, I don't know. I was making jokes before about the American education system, but I actually went to like a pretty decent public school. So I feel like, I'm about to get hit, by the way. I think Tome of Rage here is the go-to just for more bullets. I went to, I feel like, a pretty decent school. I don't blame my actual schools for my lack of learning French. I just don't think I think I just have a bad aptitude for language specifically. But you know, whatever, it's fine. But I don't like the whole everybody's a different learner type of thing, because learning styles and stuff like that are like pretty heavily debunked. Like people who are like, oh, I'm not a audio learner, I'm a visual learner. All of that stuff is basically, in my understanding, is more or less astrology for teaching. Right? When you talk about things like, oh, I'm a kinetic learner or kinesis learner or whatever, right? A lot of that stuff ends up being closer to astrology than actual you know, science. But I think there's something to be said about, you know, learning in like, you know, different ways, I guess. I don't know. You can't, yeah. Are American school, are Italians or American schools better than Italian schools? I mean, I don't know anything about the Italian education system, so I have no opinion, I suppose. That is interesting to hear. I've never thought about the Italian education system. Just straight up, just never been a thought I had. I've thought about Singapore, because I know that Singapore has a reputation for having a pretty good public school system. But I wouldn't say 100% like astrology, Cambrian, because I'm sure there is something to people learning in different ways, but the concept of people being like you know, having like the giant bracket of different learning styles and being like, oh, I'm a audio kinesis learner who likes being outdoors, like that stuff is a little bit can be a little bit excessive sometimes, for sure. Not an exact astrology 1-to-1, but it is kind of like it. Bjorn? Can I call you person, by the way? Would that be I think that'd be easier for all parties involved if you don't mind person, which might be a little confusing if there's other persons. But I think you know, I get where you're coming from of like so much media, like, you know, America's #1 export is its pop culture, right? I get that that could be like it can make it easier to learn English if all of the things you're watching are in English and you're kind of learning not through osmosis but kind of in a way. Like what I'm saying is it doesn't hurt if you're trying to learn English. It doesn't hurt if you're trying to learn English if you're also just watching, you know, TV shows in English at the same time, right? I imagine. You can like for moments you can like stop reading the subtitles and see if you can like actually understand what they're saying in the language, and you know, I imagine it helps. It's like a fun little exercise for it. Such a Capricorn thing to say. Okay, well, I don't know what my zodiac is, but I think I'm a Gemini. That's a zodiac, right? But I'm not certain if I'm a Gemini. I might be a Cancer. I think I'm like in between the two of them. And who the fuck knows what's going on with retrograde right now, right? Like, God. There's just no way to know. Also, you did start learning it in school very early on. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, like, people do say that like immersion is the best way to learn, right? Like if you want to learn Japanese, just go to Japan, right? Figure it out. And I think that's really easy from an English perspective because of the fact that so many people have learned English because, like we were saying before, you know, there's so much media that's English. There's so much like just information, like you said as well. Like, you know, it's convenient for people outside of America to learn English, whereas it's not necessarily the same in the opposite end, right? Like, not to be rude, but I don't have much of a reason to learn French, other than if I want to visit France, right? It's more or less my only reason to learn French, which I would like to do. I do have relatives in France, which is why I learned French in the first place, or tried to, I guess, as opposed to other classes. But I could just go to France without knowing French too. Like, it's not stopping me either. Person is good? Okay, good. Good to hear. I love the end with the ghost, by the way. That's always fun. Veritasium has a whole video about this topic, about like about learning via immersion. I should maybe watch that. That'd be fun. Anyway. Stream's more or less over. We can sit here and talk though for a bit before we put a bow tie in this conversation before before I bounce out. English is not hard to learn. It's actually a smart, simple language with no real complications to it. As someone who speaks English, I've heard the opposite almost my entire life, I feel like. Also, be thou rec. You hopped in here before, and I think I just didn't even notice you. But I now recognize you were here a while ago, I think. Maybe. Or I'm going crazy. Never mind, you've only been here for a short while, it looks like. Hello, by the way. Hello. Hi. I should just review to all my viewers as persons. That's interesting. It's kind of a concept. Yeah, I think I've been told that it's been pretty complex, or it's kind of complex to things like, you know, read, and read being spelt the exact same way. But one being past tense and one being present tense. You said a few snarky things a few minutes ago? Hold on, let me go back and see. What did you say? Hold on. I want to see what you said that was snarky. I can't find it. I give up, actually. Never mind. Oh, was it about learning types? You said something about it before? Oh, Veritasium is a video about learning types. Sorry, the delay. You know how it is. That's interesting. I should watch that too then. Although I did hear if you know Dino Mom, big community member in Voyix's streams, also streams herself. Um, I remember her telling me that Veritasium in general is pretty good and accurate, but lately, and by lately I mean a couple of months ago when she said this, had a series of videos that were a little bit off the mark as far as like accuracy and stuff, which I'm worried might be related maybe to this learning types video. So I don't know, we'll see. But I am curious and I will look into that probably after this. I think it was like in because Dino Mom's a big math person. Like I think either has her, I want to say her doctor, or she's writing her thesis for her doctorate. I don't remember, or maybe just a master's. I don't know. But she's a big math person, big math fan. I think like she was saying something to the effect of like some of the videos Veritasium was doing in regards to math were inaccurate. But I don't know. I haven't watched Veritasium very much actually. That's one of the big like educational YouTubers that I kind of missed. I watched a lot of the Vsauce stuff. I've seen a decent bit of the Kyrgyzstat, whatever that one's called, Kyrgyzstat. I've seen some of those videos. Veritasium though, just woof, just more or less missed it entirely. But maybe I should look into those a bit. Anyway, anything else, guys? Anything else I want to talk about before I bounce here? In regards to learning types or learning languages? Or are we good to wrap it up here? What do you think? Nice run, by the way. Thank you, thank you. Should have seen the last one. It was way worse. We died on the reindeer. Yeah, it's a fine run. English is hard, but it can be understood through tough, thorough thought. Though that's a good sentence. Is that like a very popular sentence when you're learning English to be like, look at how kind of fucked up this language could be sometimes? Is that like a sort of a thing? That's pretty funny. When's my next stream? That is a great question. Uh, Dayan, that's a good question. I don't know. I don't know when my next stream is. I would say I'll shoot for probably next week. Maybe like it depends. It depends on when I don't work because my schedule is pretty much determined week by week. Based on when other people can't work. I more or less just work whenever there's no one else available to work, which is most of the time because most of the people at my job are busy doing other stuff. But like today, for example, someone was available to work today, so I had them. They worked instead. But next week, usually I would like to stream on Friday or Saturday, but usually those are busier days. So my guess is Thursday. My guess is next week on Thursday at roughly the same time, like 5:30 p.m. ish. Eastern time, 5:30 p.m. Eastern time. Which, by the way, oh my god, it's like so late for you guys over there, huh? It's probably like 3 in the morning. All you dang Europeans, what the heck? Should probably go to bed, man. That's wild. Yeah, that's probably the next stream, roughly. Walker, why did I switch to YouTube? Just giving it a little test. Just giving it a little try. More out of curiosity than anything. I do acknowledge that there are some not some, a lot of downsides to streaming on YouTube. For me personally, the most annoying of which has been how big the delay rate is, like the latency rate at least, or I don't know, delay, whatever you want to call it. Andrew, coming at me from Minnesota. You're in the Central Time. That's pretty cool. Unfortunately, Andrew, oh, you've been lurking, so you've been here for a little while. I was gonna say like I'm sorry to say, but I'm about to end the stream. Damn. But you probably know that then. I've been to Minnesota. Or hold on, I've been to Minnesota. Never. I've been to Wisconsin. Wait, is Wisconsin? Wait, Wisconsin is that? No, that's in Milwaukee. I've been into Milwaukee, which is in Wisconsin. Haven't gotten all the way to Minnesota yet though. That is cool. Yo, do you still have good poutine in Minnesota? Like, is it close enough to Wisconsin that you can get kind of like pretty good cheese curds still, or is it like pretty tough? Is it like being in Pennsylvania and trying to get good pizza? Is it still so close but still so far, or is it kind of like you can sort of, if you know the right place, you can find some good poutine? What's the situation there? I'm very curious about. Anyway, so Walker, back to your question though. Why? So I really don't like how low the um. Hold on. The audio stream's current bitrate is lower than the recommended bitrate. What is my audio stream bitrate? Isn't it just the same as my? What the heck? I think I've had a bad setting on OBS for this entire stream. Has my like audio been terrible, guys? Like vocal audio, not game audio? Has it been like sounding really weird this whole time? Are you all part of my imagination? I've just been talking to myself like a crazy person? What's going on here? Okay, you voice is good? Okay, that's good to hear. Um you can get good curd still? Okay, that's good. That's good to hear. Voice is good? Okay, glad. So anyway, Wafker, my biggest issues with you, because I was just curious how it would go. Biggest issue so far is that the lack of emotes is sad, for sure. Having to use like emojis and like some better Twitch TV emotes and stuff like that is a little sad for sure. Like all we have is like, I don't know. You can do this. That's still kind of cool, right? You can do a lol, but you have to use a lowercase u, which is kind of strange. Um, but I don't know. There are some benefits though, for sure. I think that it is listen, if you're trying to do live stream content, it is, and you have an audience on YouTube. From my experience so far, well, this is a better Twitch TV emote. If you don't have the better Twitch TV extension, it just looks like letters to you. But if you do, it looks like a man laughing, which is pretty cool. Like, hold on, give me 1 second here? Let me make a new scene. We're gonna do a little we're gonna do a little window capture here. There's the window. Hold on, and if you look here, hold on, zoom in on it a bit. It's gotta, right there you go. You can see that. You got a little emote there. Better Twitch TV if you don't have it. Got a little man laughing, right? So we got some stuff. We have access to better Twitch TV and stuff like that over here too, which is pretty cool, right? But it definitely feels like I don't know. It feels like a little bit of a Weekend at Bernie situation when it comes to emotes, right? Where we're just like kind of like, get that fucking fish molly out of here. I can't believe you do this to me. It does feel like a little bit of like a Weekend at Bernie's thing, where it's sort of like YouTube, sort of like there's definitely like it feels weird trying to do emotes and stuff over at YouTube, and I don't know why exactly. It feels like we're trying to like take these emotes over from Twitch, knock them unconscious, and drag them over and parade them around. Like, look, see, we have emotes too over here. Hey, how's it going? How's it going? Twitch emotes, yada yada. But they are better Twitch TV. They they don't have to be exclusively over on Twitch. But I don't know. What were we talking about? Oh yeah. So the cool thing about YouTube though is that it does feel like the YouTube algorithm is bringing in my existing YouTube audience to here, rather than me having to be like, please press this link and come over to Twitch instead and watch me over there instead. It's like it's it's nice to have the YouTube algorithm doing all of that promotion for me rather than me begging people to watch my content on a different platform. That's like a big cool thing. Um, and I don't know. Let's go back to, I don't know, black screen for now. How do I remove this? Get that out of here. Any other questions, Wafker, or anyone else, or anything at all before I go eat? Rodri, I missed your thing before. You've been in LA and Disneyland a couple times. I'm not a big Disney adult person. I like theme parks and stuff like that in general because I like roller coasters. But like I've never been to, I guess I've been to Disney World, not Disneyland. Um I don't know. Have I tried Streamlabs? I think I'm using Streamlabs right now. Yeah, I've used Streamlabs before. I haven't used it though with YouTube specifically. Um, I don't know what Streamlabs does with YouTube, right? For example, I would assume that there's some sort of way for Streamlabs to give you a subscriber notification, specifically a YouTube subscriber, as in like, oh, someone subscribed to your channel while watching your live stream. I assume that's a thing that's possible, but I don't know what that is or how it would or how it would work exactly. I guess right. I assume I think there's like, I know YouTube has like a subscription model similar to Twitch where it's like you can pay $5 and you become a what is it called? I think it's called a member for YouTube. Mm. Oh, if you stream on Twitch, I like Streamlabs a lot. I like Streamlabs a lot. It's very useful, very convenient, pretty easy to use. Streamlabs did have a big controversy though. I don't remember why. Oh, you know what? I remember why. Streamlabs was trying to and maybe still is doing, basically just stealing OBS, right? More or less, they were trying to like offer a version of OBS that I think they wanted to like pretty much just borrow entirely, like all of OBS, right? And doesn't Streamlabs have a Streamlabs OBS still? Like, I'm doing a big controversy for basically like, just taking OBS, putting Streamlab in front of it, and then like advertising it. I want to say. So I don't know. Um, Maybe use Stream Elements instead. 'Cause I think Stream Elements does all the same stuff that Streamlabs does. I've just been using Streamlabs still because it's been pretty easy. Um, I don't want to learn something new, which is maybe lazy of me. Maybe I should learn how to use Stream Elements instead. But I do think it's kind of like God, listen, I have, and I think most people have nothing but respect for OBS. It's not a perfect software by any stretch, but it's free and it's very good for what it does for free. So I'm not gonna talk smack about it. I would use something though. I would use Streamlabs or Stream Elements, one of the two. Strings. Oh, string soft tears. Hello. Your name and avatar picture little thing are very familiar. But if I'm being honest, I don't remember if you. I feel like you might have been here for the last stream a little bit, but I don't remember. Hmm. But hello, you've been watching definitely some of the YouTube content though. The picture itself is very much familiar to me. But hi, hello. I'm sorry to say, but we're just about to wrap up the stream. Before I go, String, if I may call you that, do you have anything you'd like to talk about before I leave? You comment on some videos and watch all of them. That's a lot of videos to watch. Thank you for watching them. You don't have to watch them all if you don't want. That's a lot of time. I don't know. Thank you. Anything else before I leave? Because it is time for me to go eat some food. Thanks for the stream. Leave some likes. Hey, that's my job. That's my job, Rodri. Oh, we didn't even talk about Disney World. We were talking about that before. Hey, before I go, Disney World. Little creepy. I like theme parks. Disney World is like a mid-tier theme park because they have some fun roller coasters. Haven't been to Disneyland though, so undecided on that one. But the concept of Disney adults creeps me out, as it does. I think creeps out most people. But if you're a Disney adult, listen, we can still be friends, but I'm gonna judge you a little bit. I think. Six Flags. Six Flags is cool. I'm down with Six Flags. Haven't actually gone on King Ka yet, but I should do that. You were a kid? Okay, you listen, you can be a kid. I'm not gonna be like, you can't be a kid and like Disney, that's still cringe. No, that's actually perfectly fine. Okay, I'm gonna wrap up. I'm bouncing. Have a good one. Enjoy your day or night. All you guys over in Europe, sweet dreams. Because you should be going to bed pretty soon, hopefully. And I'll see you hopefully next week. Again, I'll have more details later. Rough estimate is Thursday, is my guess for when the next stream will be, but things may change. Who knows? Peace out.